Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? I just realised I set links to be permissioned, and Press Rock totally got itself timed out. Whoops. How is everybody tonight? How is everybody doing? Hello, Drive. Hello, Bad Dad. Hello, Super Cow. Hello, Workedlettuce. Hello, Creative Ventures. Love Cat, Michi, Gen-X, White Wolf, everybody's here. It's okay. So it was only for the first bit, because we'll have music for the very first bit. I know, hat. Got a hat on tonight. The overlay's a bit whoops. Oh no, whoops. Yep. Damn it. Did not talk. Totally. Damn it. I forgot to change the thing. Totally forgot to change the thing. Where's the thing? I'm supposed to save. 2 seconds. Whoops. I changed it. Yeah. There we go. Whoops. Totally messed that one up. Thank you for catching that. Pro streamer. Pro streamer. Thought I'd changed it. There was something I had to do. Yeah, it should be back along. Totally. Silver Fantasy, Obsessed Pirate, how we all. Yeah, it's totally not a stream without me making some technical difficulty. Yeah, on the fly, totally on the fly. Well, now that we've put his name up, we totally have to get him out, don't we, guys? So, yeah. The guy that everyone's here for. The man, the myth, the legend that he is. The most energetic, the most welcoming. The man that gets so much work done on his streams. The 2020, he's totally eating snacks in the green room, totally. He's totally eating snacks. The 2020 Streamer of the Year, according to myself, Mr. Workedlettuce. Oh, find the right thing. Press the right thing. There he is. He's here. Can you hear me, Workedlettuce? Oh no. What's happened? We've lost him. Hello. We've lost his voice. What's happened? Oh no, we can't hear you. Yeah, we can't hear you. What's happened? What's happened here? Oh no. What's happened? Can you hear? Oh no. Something's went wrong. 2 seconds, guys. For some reason. We're back. What's happened?
There we go. I can hear you.
Yay!
I really don't know what just happened with that.
Discord went mad. Discord. Oh, and Sasaki has just raided us.
No way!
Sasaki has
What
just
is up,
gave us
Sasaki?
a
How are you
massive
doing, man?
raid. Wow, what a raid. Just in time, guys. Well, we need to
It was probably my
redo.
fault.
We need to redo that.
Yes,
We need to
yes. That
redo
was
redo your introduction, mate. Totally
yeah, I
redo
didn't
your
hear
introduction.
anything. I heard you showing a little award, and it just blanked out. And I was like, "Oh no, this is not. This
Oh,
cannot be the way that this is going to go."
it's totally how it's going. But first of all,
Right.
let's welcome in Sasaki, and then we'll give you a let's do the right thing. There we are. There we are. There we
Dude,
go. So
that's a massive raid.
that's a
Jesus, I just got
massive raid.
nervous.
Welcome in. Oh, you're going to do amazing. So for everyone that's just coming in, we're restarting. We're all good because we've only just started here. We're here to talk to the absolutely amazing Mr. Energy himself, the most welcoming streamer here on Makers and Crafting. The man that gets so much work done. Totally. You know, every stream, so thousands and thousands of things get produced.
Yep. It's
know,
mind-boggling, truly.
Totally. And also the recipient of the 2020 Streamer of the Year award.
Oh, you mean this old thing?
Yeah, Streamer of the Year.
No, when people were messaging me on Discord that you were doing the awards at the end of the year, I had no idea. Right, I was on a Zoom call with a couple of my family members from the East Coast of the United States. If you guys don't know, I live on the West Coast, so we're like, way different time zones and everything like that. So, they were going to hit midnight before us and everything like that, and we were just, hanging out. And I was in here. I was on my computer, right? Because we were doing like, some sort of painting something and hanging out. And my Discord DMs just started like everyone was messaging me. I was like, did something happen? Like, what is wrong, right? And yeah, man. When they told me, I couldn't have been more sad that I missed the entire ceremony and everything like that. But seriously, man, that's the highest honor that I could have never imagined that in a million years. So just thank you, man. Truly, thank you.
It's more than well deserved. And we'll get into that a little bit later.
For sure.
We'll totally get into that. But for anyone that doesn't already know who you are, please let the chat know about yourself.
I can go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. I feel like maybe people have their little elevator pitches they work on or whatever, right? But I guess for real, if you guys don't know me, my name's Rod. Everyone on the internet calls me Lettuce, right? So yeah, we stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/workedlettuce3 because it rhymes, right? And we picked that name because it rhymes, obviously. Totally just kidding, but it works out. And I am streaming to you guys from my normal streaming setup, right? This is the scene that you guys see every time I go live in my garage with my busted garage door opener with the lettuce patch in the back. But yeah, the people who have come into the stream and everything have termed this the worked shop, like worked lettuce, and then with the caveat behind it, where no work gets done. So yeah.
Yeah, totally. But that's the thing. You've got this shop that it's your shop, but it's your garage as well, right?
Yes, absolutely.
it's totally what you do. So what is it that you do on your stream?
So yeah, we are trying at our very best. We're very, very beginner at it, but yeah, I've started to develop my love of woodworking, right? So maybe when you tune into the stream, right, it's not the most technically elegant, beautiful, masterful woodworking or anything like that. But yeah, we're just trying to get our legs under us. The most amazing part about doing all this stuff, right, is that when we run into a woodworking problem, right? There are experienced woodworkers in the chat that are part of the makers and crafting community that are always willing to lend me a hand at everything like that. So yeah, we've been chugging along pretty good on the woodworking stuff. We have a few projects under our belt, mostly just stuff around the shop, making tools more efficient and organization stuff. But yeah, we're getting there. Maybe make some furniture. We have made a piece of furniture. We made a California king sized bed frame as a wedding gift for one of our friends. But yeah, almost every other project like it can literally just be seen behind me. But we're getting there.
You're getting there. You've done a hell of a lot.
Yeah. No,
Considering, because how long have you been streaming for, like woodworking wise?
So I literally started streaming and woodworking at the same exact time, like a week apart from each other, right? I built my first woodworking project at the end of June. And later that week, I was like, you know what? I'm going to stream this. Like, why not? Maybe I'll have someone to chat to or something like that. My buddies can come in, check up on me and stuff like that. So yeah, a little more than 6 months right now is the length of our woodworking and our streaming career, quote unquote.
So 6 months, and you've already amassed, quite a few projects, really. Considering,
Right.
you've just started woodworking, really.
Oh yeah.
You've never really picked up a tool in terms of woodworking style, on the woodworking side of things.
Before June of this past year, I had never cut a board in half before. I'm not one of those people that is very, I guess, like handy in a way, or I don't have any woodworking pedigree whatsoever. Right? My father wasn't a woodworker. My grandfather's a woodworker. I had no one to pass down or disseminate information to me in that way, like that, or anything like that. So I don't know. I've always had a liking for woodworking, right? It's one of those things. Whenever you fall down a YouTube rabbit hole, right? You click on something and you just watch this like amazing craftsman who has been woodworking for decades, right? And they make a beautiful project in a beautiful, succinct 10, 20, 30-minute video. And you click on their channel, you see a couple of their other things, right? There's like, oh, my shop tour, right? You see $100,000 buildings with $100,000 worth of tools in them, right? And I was like, you know what? That'll never be me, right? I'm not like necessarily wealthy or anything like that. I can't just go out and buy like a $30,000 woodworking tool on a whim, right? So I just always thought it'd be one of those things, right? I'll always enjoy watching it, right? It's very satisfying. Like woodworking is very satisfying to watch, right? But yeah, essentially, I I'm gonna bring up his name, right? But I came across this YouTube channel of it was called Woodworking for Mere Mortals, run by our guy Steve Ramsey, and yeah, he was like, you don't need to do all that to be a woodworker, right? You can just get in your garage, you can mess around, buy a couple tools, buy a circular saw, and yeah, try your first project this weekend. And that hit me, right? I was home. There was nothing really else to do, and I did my first project, and I was absolutely hooked. Like I was like, all right, what do I got to do to be a woodworker and everything? Let's just do this. I've been enjoying myself, and yeah, I've definitely been enjoying streaming it as well.
You and your Steve Ramsey. You'll love him.
He's my hero, man.
Yeah,
there's nothing more I can
totally
say about
love
it.
him. And in fact, I had to go and double check. There it is. Guys, if you don't know who Steve Ramsey is, there's a link. There's my homework, as I've already got him followed. as
Oh
well.
yeah.
'Cause,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
everyone that knows a little bit about woodwork has to have them followed. But yes,
You have to come across his channel at some point. I just feel like
oh yeah,
I looked at the tier list of #1 woodworkers on YouTube, and he was like, I don't know, fourth or fifth
yeah,
largest woodworking YouTube content creator. So yeah,
you know,
you
and
should
the
definitely know who Steve Ramsey is.
yeah, and he's you know he is just so good. He's so good at explaining things as well because he just breaks it down to the simplest terms, and it's just you know here it is, just do it. You know,
Definitely, like the cool projects are always the one you watch on YouTube, right? People pouring live grain resin end tables, dining tables, making all these doors with crazy hinges and these types of joinery that just look like amazing, these geometric shapes, right? And I was like, I'll never be able to. I mean, I've never tried it, but it was so far above anything that I could have imagined myself doing, right? But yeah, I feel like when I was tuning in and watching all of Steve's videos, like we were seeing eye to eye on stuff, and it just made woodworking very approachable to me in a way. And you know, if it wasn't for Steve Ramsey, I never would have gotten into woodworking. If I never got into woodworking, I never would have gotten to streaming. So I definitely do feel like even though Steve Ramsey will never know who I am, right? I do feel like very indebted to him. I mean that's weird to say for someone who has like millions of subscribers on YouTube and whatnot, but I truly do uh, have feelings for him.
everybody, clip this, send it to Steve Ramsey. Let him know. You never know. Might get a little
You never know.
little
That
response
is
from
true.
him.
You never know. The internet is becoming a smaller and smaller place. Just kidding.
It's, yep, totally. But that's the thing. Like as you were saying, like you're looking at all these like super fancy, amazing pieces that people are producing on YouTube, and
Right.
And because you've never really picked up the tools that you need to to make anything woodwork wise, you're like, I can't make that. But then you find Steve Ramsey and he's showing you how to make the basics.
Right.
But you need to know the basics before you can even make those pieces.
Exactly.
And that's the
like
so on you go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like there were just even like the Steve Ramsey basics videos, right? He sat down and taught us terminology, right? A jointer, a planer, a table saw, a circular saw. I didn't know what any of those words meant, right? I didn't know what a miter saw was 7 months ago. And yes, I'm a 30-year-old man, and I probably should have known what one was, right? But it's just not anything I came across in my life. You know what I mean? I right after high school I was a mechanic, so you don't use woodworking tools in mechanic stuff. And then yeah, after I decided to get out of that field, I went to college, right? And you don't do any woodworking in college or anything like that. It's all big brain things. So yeah, it was nice. It was just woodworking just gives me an awesome feeling, right? Even though we don't get that much done on stream. You just get out into your garage, right? You cut some things, you put stuff together. If you're looking at plans, if you're flying by the seat of your pants, it's all just a good time. It's all just such a good time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna be woodworking for a long, long time, even after all of this craziness with the world's over and whatnot.
Yeah, but that's the great thing when you find a passion.
Yes, definitely.
And that shows. That totally shows whenever you stop into one of your streams. It's you're in there as much as you're not getting much work done. You can tell that there's passion for getting the work done.
Right.
Because you talk.
No, like off stream, right? We're in here, we're grinding. You know what I mean? I learned this lesson from Calamity Cat long ago, right? Calamity Cat's one of those people that very much some of her streams, right? They're very, very chatty. some of the people in the chat are like, we've been here for 2 hours. Has anything happened? But you don't care because you're having such a good time hanging out with Calamity, hanging out with her chat and everything like that. But the moral of the story is, if you're going to spend all your stream time not doing what you're supposed to be doing, right, there's going to be a lot of off-stream grinding. So I'm a decent off-stream rudimentary woodworker at this point, I'd say.
Well, looking at some of the stuff that you made, like the bed, for
Right.
as much as we can't show off the bed, because today is going to be slightly different, people, because we don't have any photos, because we're actually in Lettuce's workshop, so you can actually show off everything that he's made for us. Which is amazing.
Yeah, I figured we'd change it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Throw a little change up in there. Just give future guests the option, right? If they don't have any pictures, they're like super comfortable showing off like I am. Like, you don't have to do it, right? You just come on, have a good conversation with Laser, and everything will be totally fine, guys.
Because I always say to everyone when we're talking about, when beforehand, it's like, just send me some pictures, and then everyone sends me loads of pictures, and then
right,
and I'm like, and then I said to you, and you're like, oh, I don't have many pictures. I'm like, it's fine. It's not a problem.
Right.
And then you're like...
No, and then I feel like, if I sent you 30 pictures, right, I feel like you as the host would feel like obliged in some sort of way to have them all, and then we'd sit down and talk about every single one of them. And I was like, I don't know. I just, because I am very beginner at this, like, we've made progress, right? But, I don't necessarily feel like at this point, right, necessarily the stuff I make is beautiful in any sort of way, right? Some of them are very, very functional, right? Put some stuff on the wall, get your miter saw off the ground, make some sawhorses, right? But nothing that I feel like I could, get a softbox and take glamour pictures of or anything like that yet. But you and me were talking, right, when you originally asked me to be on here. You were like, yeah, maybe in a year we could have a revisit episode, like, where are they now? And I think that'd be a great idea.
Oh, totally.
And you better believe I'm bringing all the pictures then.
Totally, because that's exactly what I would like to see, down the line, from now, because you've only been streaming for 6 months, you've only been doing woodworking for 6 months,
right?
And looking at what you've made now, like you've made a whole bed,
right?
Like, not many people have made a bed, in the first 6 months. I
mean, but it's kind of one of those things, right? You don't have to be a good woodworker.
Yeah.
You just have to be able to follow plans, guys. Just download some plans from your favorite YouTuber and get things done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's still a difficult thing, especially a big project like that, for people.
Oh, definitely. That project tested me in more ways than just my woodworking skill, right? That bed, tested the efficiency of our tools. That bed tested the size of our workshop, right? Like, if you're trying to dry assemble a California king-sized bed frame and it's in the middle of your garage taking up the whole place, like, where do you woodwork, right? You're out in the driveway, right? You have to do all these things. So one of the things is every tool on here is like mobile, right? Everything's on wheels, everything's on a sawhorse, and you can absolutely just get out of your way. And I even have the luxury of, even though my car hasn't seen the inside of this garage for a long time, if I want to park my car in here, I can. So I just I like the way things are going over here.
We've got a question from Creative Ventures. What tools did you decide you needed while / after making the bed?
That's a great question. So before we ever made the bed, right? My first, we made that bed in something like September or something like that. the whole entirety of my stream was getting the workshop ready for a big project, right? We had most of the tools that you quote unquote need, right? We had like a circular saw to break down big pieces of plywood. We had a table saw. We had a miter saw. We had like a dado stack in our table saw so we can make rabbet joints and everything like that. So uh, I had a lot of the stuff, and you know, Steve Ramsey's way, kind of when you're making the things for your tools, right? To increase the efficiency of your tools, you're actually learning woodworking while you're doing it, right? Like even if you're just making a shop project, even if you're just making a jig, right? He'll teach you some sort of techniques. So I had almost everything. I probably had to go out and buy some like really long clamps or whatever, but we had the tools, we had the techniques in very, very small increments. But for that project, we just had to, put it all together, right? And, that bed could have been made out of any sort of lumber, but I knew I was going to mess up. I knew I was going to mess up at some point. I knew just, being a beginner, right? If something's not working out, you don't have the ability to save things, right? Someone once told me that the difference between a beginner woodworker and an expert woodworker was their ability to cover up their mistakes, right? Beginners have no idea what they're doing, just throw it out and start over. And a master woodworker would figure it out, right? Save that piece, maybe make that accident a feature of their project, right? So, that bed was very much just made out of pine lumber and plywood, right? So I went to the lumber yard, right? And, I just got like almost the cheapest material they had, because just in case I made a mistake, right? This was going to be like a gift. Like it was their wedding, right? So, they're like one of my best friends on earth. So I wanted to, give them a nice gift, share my new hobby or love or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I just bought cheap enough material. So if I made a mistake, I wouldn't feel bad about throwing it out and just completely starting over. And for anyone who in chat who knows about the footboard incident while we were doing the thing, I had to throw the footboard out and start completely over, like a week, 2 weeks worth of work, right?
No, it's these things happen, and as always, it's a learning experience from it, and a lot of the time you'll learn more from your mistakes as well.
Oh, absolutely. I didn't like the thing is it was such a stupid mistake, right? I don't even know what went wrong. It was a measurement error.
Yeah.
So the footboard was like a foot taller than it was supposed to be. And I don't know, it was like they were perfectly cut on both sides to the same exact length. And I was like, there's no way this could have been an accident, right? It was just me reading the tape measure wrong that day. But yeah, definitely if you're going to make a mistake and, you're going to have to essentially waste material unless you can figure out a way to break it down into a smaller piece, recycle it, use it in a future project, like, you are throwing money out the window essentially. So you better take something away from that.
Make mistakes in the chat. It's okay to make mistakes.
Oh, for sure. We've made several, but yeah, I try to take it in stride, take it as a learning experience, and just move on, not get too mad about it.
Yeah, well, we've had another question from the drive asking, can we have a Steve Ramsey counter? Yes, if chat would like to keep track of the Steve Ramseys.
Oh yeah.
There was also
I just feel like
on you go.
Oh, yeah. I just feel like me and my chat were talking about this the other day, and I just feel like now we're at the point. I was like, you guys, right? Like, can we just have a real conversation real quick? Like, if Steve Ramsey ever somehow found out about us, right? Would you be flattered or would you just be completely creeped out? and the whole chat was like super creepy. We're so beyond that point. Like, just don't let Steve find out about you because it's gonna be bad.
And there was also calls for you to make a shrine as well.
I do have a picture of him that I think it was Kevbot made in one of my streams of like a meme picture. I don't know if you've seen that like Wolverine meme
Yeah.
where he's like laying down in bed and like looking at this photo, I guess, of his like ex-wife or something like that, and it's Wolverine with a head of lettuce on him, like the head of lettuce from like my emote or from that, and it's just Steve on the picture. And if I was Steve Ramsey and I saw that, I'd be a little creeped out too. So
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Love it.
definitely.
Absolutely love it. Oh, yeah. That's the thing though, is that you've got such a lovely community that you've built in your chat.
Yeah.
It's you've and the it's so wonderful just coming into your chat. It's that bit where even like we come in, you're always there. You chat. You type hello, and there's you. You're probably one of the most welcoming streamers.
Right. I feel like it might drive some people in my chat a little crazy, right? I'm over there doing some woodworking and everything like that. I hear one notification on my stream, right? I drop everything I'm doing. I come here. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Oh, welcome in, everything like that. I am still trying to very much find that balance that you need to find, right? Balancing chat time with actual work time, right? Because right now it's like the chat time's all the way up here, and then the woodworking's down here, and then off stream, like off camera, I got to bring it up. So the next time we're on stream, everything normalizes, right?
Pulling his
But,
redeemed focus.
What'd you say?
Pulling his redeemed focus.
essentially. Now this is the comfort zone here, right? I really enjoy being on these because there is no implications, right? I do just very much have to sit here and have a conversation. Creepy stream, but how are you, Polarin? What is up?
But yeah, but that, I don't know, that's, to me, that kind of balance works for you, doesn't it, at times, though? Because it's, part of Twitch is creating a community.
Definitely.
Twitch is more about community and talking to people than it is actually making stuff.
And, being a complete newbie to Twitch, like, I didn't know that, right? I had no idea. When you're very beginner, right? I guess in a way it was maybe like a self-defense mechanism, right? I was just like, all right, if my woodworking's not good and no one's gonna, actually sit here and watch me cut a 2x4 in half, right? I could try to make people feel welcome and, just have a conversation with everyone and everything like that. But we do have some skills now, and one of my main focuses for this year, right? Very much last year, we were flying by the seat of our pants, right? But that bed that you keep talking about and everyone talks about, like that was so above what I was capable of, right? Like every time we were doing a project, we were so underwater. We were scrambling, trying to figure things out. The chat just bails me out of every woodworking conundrum I run into, right? So this year, I'm doubling down on the woodworking, right? Some of the projects in the beginning of this year are going to be very rudimentary, but I need a solid baseline, right? Can't just be jumping around from project to project when you don't really know what you're doing, right? You'll run into a point where you're just going to crash and burn or something like that, right? So I'm focusing very much this year on getting some real woodworking mechanical skills and knowledge under my belt. So, if someone does come into chat with a woodworking question, I can, maybe try to answer it with some gusto or like something behind it, some experience, right? Right now, when someone comes in to the chat and asks a woodworking question, I'm like, oh, you know who'd be a really good person to ask? Obsessed Pirate. You think you know who'd be a really great person to ask? Polarin, Bad Dad, Sasaki Woodworks. And I'm like, just you know, I just want to be part of the community in that way. Like you know, not like an elitist kind of thing, you know what I mean? But just have some knowledge that I could feel more comfortable sharing it on stream.
Yeah, yeah, I totally get that. You know, when you just want to grow that confidence where you can kind of go,
Right.
yeah, I know this, because you probably do know it a lot of the time,
Right.
but you know, it's that bit where you just want to be sure that you can, you're not giving that wrong advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't want to, disseminate like bad information to everyone. Like, someone asks me, what's the best way to cut a board in half? I'm like, listen, go get yourself a $20,000 saw stop cabinet saw, right?
Well,
No, you get a saw, a hand saw.
Talking
right?
about that, Obsessed Pirate asked if you could have one tool right now, regardless of cost, what would it be?
So the one tool that I've been drooling over that I can see me getting, I'm very much not in the business of looking after tools that are just so far beyond what I can afford. Like it'll just never happen, right? But a realistic tool that is very, very expensive, that I won't buy for years or anything like that. Regardless of cost, if I was to run out and buy one tool right now, it would be a Festool track saw. Festool checks off all the lists, all the things on the list for me, right? Respected woodworking brand, um, expensive tools that should be able to last a lifetime or several generations of lifetimes, right? And the kicker, their brand color is green, guys.
I was going to say the branding is well on point with Festool. Oh, totally.
But yeah, breaking down big pieces of plywood is like the bane of my existence. Like, we're not like small or weak by any means, but wrangling a 3/4 inch 4x8 sheet of Baltic birch over a $200 table saw, right, is not what you want to be doing. You want to get that into a secure location, maybe on the ground, maybe on some sawhorses, cut that down with a circular saw into a more manageable size for the table saw. But the Festool track saw would just change everything, right? We could make table saw accurate cuts on the ground, so we're not wasting any material and stuff like that. I think that would be an absolute game changer for our shop personally.
Yeah, and from what I've seen of it, it's really versatile, that tool as well.
Yeah, I've seen like
some
people
extra
with the
bits
whole
you can do
rigs.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
It's got some extra bits you can do with it as well, because you can basically turn it into pretty much a table saw alternative.
Right. Yeah, it'll like literally do everything. I've seen like all the dust collection adapters for it. Like you can get this thing that hangs off the ceiling and then tracks like zero dust and everything like that. Like our shop will probably never necessitate one of those, but that is just something that I've been drooling over for a long time. Just popping into our local woodworking shop around here, you see the whole line of Festool tools, but the only one that ever really made me want to purchase it was that.
I was just looking at some of the alternative options that people were given in the the chat. There was a 16-inch jointer planer combo from Polarin.
The what? Oh yeah,
a 16-inch jointer planer combo.
We have a beat on one of those though, so coming soon maybe.
Sasaki suggested a hot glue gun.
Oh, it's funny that you say that, because the other day, this is actually going to be a longer story than it has to be, but I was in Creative Ventures Discord, Momo's Shady Deal Corner, and there was a deal that if you signed up for a Sam's Club membership, which is $45 a year, you got a $45 gift card. So they had a webcam that I wanted in stock. So I went into Sam's Club to purchase my membership and purchase the webcam. And on my way out, I grabbed myself a glue gun, guys. It's not green or anything, but it's probably the worst glue gun that's ever been made. But I haven't opened it yet. So if anyone ever says, Lettuce, why don't you have a glue gun? I do have one now. So in your face.
Oh, definitely come in handy. Glue guns,
Right.
glue guns are super versatile. Like,
I never knew. Like, can you explain to me a couple things that a glue gun would do for me, Laser?
if you've ever tried to hold things down before trying to nail them, hold things together.
Gotcha.
Or, if you need stuff just held together, or, if you try to make, like, at some point, if you ever need to make, like, a mold box, anything like that, or making a seal for something, anything like that, pretty much, if there's a hole that needs plugged, bit of hot glue comes in handy, pretty much
because,
anytime.
I never thought it was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
And I were you there for that Calamity stream when everyone just like roasted me for 30 minutes? Like they were like, Calamity's like, I got 17 glue guns at my disposal at any time I want. And I was like, I was just hanging out in the chat. I was like, oh, but I don't have a glue gun. And they were like, Lettuce doesn't have a glue gun? Is he even a real person? And I was like, I don't know. Like I've been woodworking for 5 months at this point, and I've never needed a glue gun to this point, so I just never thought to buy one. But it was a very big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
A glue gun is in like the thumbnail for the makers and crafting thing. So I was like, okay, if we're gonna be a maker and crafter, right, and B, for us not to get yelled at all the time, we should just buy a glue gun just to make everyone happy.
Because the thing with the hot glue also is that if you once you heat it back up, it's so easy to remove.
Oh, right. Yeah, I've
So-
seen Kafidja do that many times for lathe stuff and stuff like that. And, the more and more people I talked about it in the community, right? Sasaki Woodworks was like, yo, Lettuce, like I use a glue gun all the time. Like you probably should have one. Like they're not just making fun of you, right? He was like, to seal off my dust collection adapters and everything like that, make airtight seals. Yeah, like you said, stuff for molds and stuff like that. I haven't used it yet, but I'm sure when I need it, it will be invaluable. So
Totally. That's the thing. You'll find it'll come in handy the minute you kind of go, I need to seal something up or I need to stick something together, but I don't need to keep it always stuck together. Or, I just need this put together really quick and easy, without much fuss, and I don't want to faff about with like CA glue or whatever,
Right.
It's just, it just comes in super handy for a quick, easy adhesive. That's the only time you get major issues is when you start getting strands.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you just deal with that because you just pluck them away once it's dry.
Yeah, but like when they started yelling at me, right, I was just like, all right, let me do some glue gun research, right? Let me go buy a glue gun. And then I started doing research. I was very overwhelmed. You know how many different types of glue guns there are out there that take different sticks and have different melt temperatures, and I have no idea what I'm looking at, right? I just me and my chat actually were discussing this on stream, and they were like, you should just buy this. I was like, not green. And just threw out all their ideas, and then I eventually settled on a glue gun that wasn't green. So if you were part of that conversation in my chat, I'm very sorry. I should have just listened to you from the very beginning. But that's just how I feel like that's how my stream works, right? Very much I'm not, I don't come from a place of authority or anything like that. Like I'm not talking down to you in any way. I'm very, very much, you come into my chat, you have a suggestion, we have a conversation about it, and I take it seriously, right? I'm not one of those people that I'm very, very set in my ways. And if you come into into the chat and you tell me I'm doing it all wrong, I'll just be like, I'll just brush you off. Like, I always try to listen to people who I know have way more woodworking experience than me and have gone through what I'm going through at the moment. So, um, yeah, very much a dialogue, and I've learned so much from Twitch chat. To be 100% honest with you, like like you said, we've been woodworking for 6 months, but I wouldn't be as decent of a woodworker as I am right now if it wasn't for Twitch chat. As much as everyone believes that Twitch chat slows down your work and everything like that, Twitch chat has saved me hours and hours and hours of time. Right? Like I run into an obscure woodworking problem on like I'm not streaming. Right? I'm just by myself in my garage. Right? I have to stop whatever I'm doing, go turn a computer on, go to Google, try to look something up. I don't know the keywords to look it up. I don't even know how to describe the problem I'm having. You finally get to the solution to your problem, right? It's 30 pages down in a forum post that died 8 years ago, right? So, just being able to turn to chat and be like, "Yo, Bad Dad, what do you think I should do with this?" Or Pirate, how do I use a Forstner bit when I already cut out the middle of it by accident because I made a stupid mistake? And they just always save me. You know what I mean? And I've learned so much from them, and I hope that continues. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, that is the amazing thing, of Twitch, especially in the makers and crafters community, where everyone, there's always so much learning going on, because everyone's learning from each other. Because you jump into anyone's stream, and you can just, someone's got some knowledge that they'll be able to impart,
Right.
and even though you think that you've got, that you're learning from others, we're all learning from you as well, because, you're with your journey, you're back at the basics. And a lot of the time, for a lot of people, you forget the basics.
You think so? Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Like I always just see it like what's a really one of the reasons I really want to focus on, trying to become a better woodworker this year, right, is, I know that it is probably pretty difficult for an experienced woodworker to watch me woodwork, right? It's just like, what is this kid doing? Like, there's so many more simple ways around this, right? Like I'm putting my miter saw at stupid angles to try to figure something out when all I had to do was do this one thing and stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to make it watchable for the community that I want to be a part of. You know what I mean, as well. Like, it's nice that you come in to just chat with me in the first hour of the stream, but to be honest with you, I think my viewers actually, funny story, I think my viewers like trail off when I switch from like, hey, sitting here hanging out to actually going over there to woodwork. So if we could just even those out, I think we'd be all good for the future. You know what I mean?
But it is that bit though where there like you're a lot of people that learned like 10, 15 years ago or whatever, techniques change, different new techniques come in, all that sort of thing as well, that might, especially kind of some beginner stuff as well, that different ways of learning it.
Definitely.
So sometimes you might be doing things totally different that go, oh, that's such a simpler way of doing it than how I learned how to do it when I was doing it. There's all that sort of thing as well. There's always that possibility. So
Right.
you should never discount when you show the basics and learning from the start that you can be still teaching as well. And that's,
Right.
you can never discount that just because you're only at the beginning of your journey, people aren't going to learn from you. And there's going to be people in the chat that have never even tried woodwork, because that's a great thing with
Right.
makers and chat, makers and crafting. You're getting people in like myself. I'm not a woodworker. I've always said this. I'm a designer that works with wood. Like I'll look at the stuff you're making. I'm like, I can't make half that stuff. I come in and go, okay, that's how you do that thing.
Right.
So it's, and other people, that don't have any woodworking experience will come in and see you doing that and go, oh, I might give that a try.
Right. No, I try to bring new techniques to the stream. You know what I mean? In the very beginning, we were very much, trying to do everything by the book, quote unquote, right? But, I've never opened up a woodworking textbook in my entire life, right? Very much almost everything I've learned about woodworking has A, been from Twitch chat, or B, been on YouTube, right? So I feel like YouTubers are always, pushing that envelope in some way, right? Trying to show a new technique, like, instead of screwing or holding a board and trying to use it as a guide, right? You can use like blue painter's tape and CA glue to get a temporary hold. Now you could just use hot glue, right? But I do try to bring all the techniques, right? Because I feel like I guess it would be kind of like a new school versus old school thing. Like a lot of the YouTubers, like they do a lot of new school stuff that maybe some older woodworkers haven't thought about. And I guess at this point I'm not like afraid to try them out at the very least, see if they work for me. And I feel like there have been some people that have never seen one of these techniques before, and stuff like that. So we're learning together, right? Uh, my about me on Twitch, which I recently updated because basically when we were doing the Starlight streams, Calamity was like, "You need a better about me," right? I was like, "All right, fine, I'll work on my about me." And I think the main sentence from my about me is like, "Come join me, learn alongside me, or help guide me on my woodworking journey." And that couldn't be more true. If you have no idea what's going on, I have no idea what's going on, so let's do this stuff together. You know what I mean? But if you have some knowledge that you want to pass down to me, help me out along my way, you won't find a person that's more open to it. So
Totally, totally, and that's the best way to be. It really is.
right.
Yeah, I'm loving the chat that's currently going on as well in the chat. Talking, like Furry's saying he's old school, but he learns from the young. And Sasaki, it's all about trying all the techniques and picking what's right for you.
Definitely. I'm very much in that way. As much as I look up to Steve Ramsey, there are some other people on YouTube that do stuff better than him, and I'm not too blinded to admit that. So yeah, we just you don't just take information from one textbook, right? You try to learn it all, see what works for you, and yeah, do your own thing, have your own journey and stuff like that. I think if Steve Ramsey looked into this garage, he would just see a mirror image of his garage because these are all his stuff, right? But sometimes we freestyle some stuff. We make some stuff for the French Cleat tool wall when we're bored, and other things like that. So take inspiration, but also maybe figure out your own thing if you feel comfortable.
So, guys, what's the Steve Ramsey count now?
Oh, my second favorite woodworking YouTuber is in chat. Kevbot Workshop, my guy. What up, man?
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. One question I've got to ask: how did you get your name? Where did Workedlettuce3 come from?
So, I wish I could tell you that me and my team sat down in a branding meeting and we workshopped some names, and Workedlettuce3 just won the day, right? But there's no cool story behind it. Workedlettuce3 was a Microsoft randomly generated gamer tag for Xbox 360. And it was just like one of those placeholder names. Like everyone, as soon as they get their name, you can immediately change it, right? You can be XX Snipe God XX, or best Call of Duty player, whatever, TTV. But I never changed it, right? And then that was a very long time ago. That was maybe 2004, 2005. So for 15 years, my teammates in games have been like, yo, Lettuce, cover me. Yo, why don't you go flank them, Lettuce? Right? So I just feel like once I decided to stream and everything, like it was too late. I've just been Workedlettuce3 forever. So there were parts of me that very much wanted to rebrand or whatever, right? But I figured we'd do the exact opposite and just full lean into it, right? Welcome to the lettuce patch.
Well, that's the thing. You have is totally ran with it now. And it's all branded for you now. You have
Right.
you've got your lettuce patch, you've got all your lettuce emotes.
It's crazy how something like that could have ever happened, right? A randomly generated name tag, a nobody woodworking streamer that that no one knows, right? And there's a 0% chance I could have done this myself. Like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people in the chat know me. You know me. I'm not, like we were hanging out yesterday trying to figure out technology. I don't know anything about technology. We were someone told me branding, right? I have no idea what I'm branding. I didn't go to school for that. I don't have years of executive marketing experience like Calamity Cat, right? But it was like the grace of the makers and crafting community that made this happen. I've done none of this stuff, right? All I did was come in with a name, and Seskimo made all of our freaking amazing emotes that I love our emotes so much. The emotes, like, I didn't know when it was time to get emotes, right? I didn't know anybody. I didn't know a digital artist. I didn't know anything like that. I tried to make them myself and they were horrible, right? Make mistakes, got into a Discord call with me and he helped talk me through Microsoft Paint, right? And I was like, okay, these are bad. I need professional help. And the only digital artist that I knew was Seskimo. And sometimes it's very difficult to find a digital artist that you like their art style and everything like that, and they fit with you, right? But it just so happened that my dream perfect emote artist, digital artist, like if I ever need a logo or anything, Seskimo's the first place I'm going, right? It just so happened that the only one I knew was the perfect one. So I lucked out very, very much in that, right? And then another person, amazing person that's part of the community, Limo, was in Calamity Cat's chat one day, and you know how Calamity like does different things if you have a lot of channel points and everything like that. And she redeemed like 100,000 or 60,000 channel points to get Calamity to make me that. And I had no part of it, right? Like I didn't reach out to Calamity. At this point, I really didn't know Calamity like that in any way. But yeah, the people in the stream have been so instrumental in everything that's going on. And Calamity, she goes over the top sometimes. So not only did she make us a enormous beautiful shop decal that I point to whenever someone subs to the channel and everything like that, she also made us a custom embroidered lettuce patch. And I've never wanted an embroidery machine before in my life, but when I saw this, I was like, okay, how much does embroidery software cost? Like, we need to bang these out. Like, these are amazing.
Oh, yeah, that it's one of these things you see one thing and then you see the next thing and you're like, ooh.
Right.
Yes, I don't have them here, but I've got Eggsy patches in there.
Oh, nice. You have an embroidery machine?
No. I got I got Calamity to make me an Eggsy patch, and then I got some more patches made, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no, they just feel so great. You gotta
get
so
some
versatile.
patches.
Like I can put this on anything.
Gotta get some more patches.
Another thing that people told me, they were like, Lettuce, maybe you should get an embroidery machine. So while it's working, you could just talk.
Yeah. But I'll speak to you after stream about where you can get them.
Gotcha. Perfect, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah. You need to get Polarin says you need to get a laser cutter.
Oh yeah, we need all the things.
And a
But
CNC.
now that we're part of the community, right? If I need something embroidered, like I'll go to Calamity, right? If I need something laser cut, I mean, I would go to you, but the shipping cost would be astronomical.
Just
So
about.
I'd go to 29 Fireflies to get something done, stuff like that. I love this community so much. There's so many people. Like I
Oh,
just feel like we're a pretty tight knit group. We've been like hanging out on Discord and wind downs with each other and everything like that. And I'm just having so much fun with this whole Twitch streaming thing. Like this has been a serious like godsend, right? Lifesaver during these times and everything like that. And I couldn't be more thankful for the makers and crafters and all the community. It's amazing stuff, man.
so 29 said she's second place. You'll take it. No, 29. You're first for North America. There you go.
20, I was gonna say you first, right? We gotta say Laser because he's the host of the podcast. You know how this things go. 20's gonna be a guest on here, right?
She is. Yep. 28th, I think.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
Next week
2 weeks.
is
Yeah.
Obsessed Pirates.
Obsessed Pirates
and
on
then-
next week, and then we've got 29 after that.
Some great guests coming
Oh
up.
yeah,
Those are gonna be amazing.
Definitely. It's going to be great. Oh, but yeah, it's just so lovely. The whole thing with the entire community. Everyone's kind of comes together. Showing everyone's showing that kind of love. It's
Right.
it's that bit, and it's just seeing you growing. From that first time, like my stream raided you. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the best day of my life, man. You're probably not gonna want to hear all this. I tell this story all the time, so I'm sure everyone in chat that's ever spent any time with me is super super sick of it, right? But essentially, I started streaming at the end of June, right? And when you start streaming, you can look through all the different tags and categories that you want to stream in and everything like that. And I saw the making and crafting, right? I saw the makers and crafters when I first turned my stream on. I was like, you can stream under making and crafting. We were in the garage. We were doing woodworking, right? But I was very scared, nervous in a way to stream in makers and crafters. The only experience before that I had with Twitch was game streams, right? And you know how toxic game streams can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're playing a game and you're like average or you're bad, right? People in the chat will come in there and tell you you're bad and tell you like you should turn your stream off and find another hobby and stuff like that, right? So I was like, all right, let me not stream in making and crafting just in case it's like that, right? Just for coming from a total newbie perspective on Twitch. So I streamed my woodworking in just chatting. You know how enormous of a category just chatting is. If you're at the bottom of just chatting, no one's ever going to find you, right? So the reason I streamed in just chatting, right, was I had like 1 or 2 projects under my belt, and if like a gamer kid came in there and was like, "Yo, how do I do this?" Like that would be the type of person I'd be comfortable being like, "Oh, if you want to do this, you should do this," right? I didn't want like some woodworker with decades of experience to come into my chat and just be like, "Yo, pack it up, man. This isn't for you. You can't be sharing this information. You're going to get people hurt and everything like that." And I just didn't want to deal with it, right? So I streamed woodworking and just chatting to absolutely no one for 3 months. A couple of my buddies would come by. I think I had like 1 viewer who would sometimes come in and check up on me. And, I was totally fine doing that. Even if I was streaming, just chatting woodworking right now, which is probably a more accurate descriptor of what I do in my stream anyway. I'd be perfectly happy with that, right? Very much, I just wanted to get out here and mess around and try some stuff and watch VODs and have my friends come see what I'm doing every once in a while. I'd be totally fine with that, right? But one day after I got a couple projects under my belt, I was like, all right, I'm gonna bite the bullet, right? Um, I know how to use a table saw safely. I know how to use a miter saw safely. I know how to use a circular saw safely. At least I'm not disseminating bad information. Let's try firing it up in the makers and crafters and see what happens, right? No outside knowledge. Didn't know anyone in the scene or anything like that. And yeah, either the very first or second making and crafting stream I ever did ever, you rated me, right? You rated me. I can remember it almost clear as day. I I I got a notification. It said Laser Geek Creations rated you with 17 viewers, right? And if you stream and making and crafting now and stuff like that, like you might not think a 17 viewer rate is like the biggest best thing in the world, especially when like gamers are rating each other for 60,000 people and stuff like that. But um, dude, those 17 people, like that may as well have been everyone on the Twitch platform to me. Like my viewer number was never over 2, and that's with Toiled Cabbage watching me and my one friend moderator in there. And it was just amazing because, out of those people, I feel like I still talk to almost all of those people. The people that came into that raid was, you, Diorama Llama, Stray Robotics, Love Cats, Seskimo, Super Cow Poop Man. Like these are like my friends now in the makers and crafters and in Twitch and everything like that. So I could never be more grateful for that. And I know it didn't seem like I was grateful because I called you Laser Greek for an hour, but
it's very common. Very common.
I mean, you get the biggest rate of your life, right? And you can't even be bothered to read or say their name correctly. So I don't know why you guys stuck around, but I'm very, very much glad you did. And you know, I I truly do feel this way. I know you might just say that I'm saying it to, make a big deal out of it because I'm on your show and everything right now, but um I wouldn't be anywhere near where I'm at now if it wasn't for you, man. You always say that you truly believe I would have been fine, right? But the record did show before you and I met, I streamed for 3 months to absolutely no one. And getting rated by a big maker and crafter like that, maybe brings some validity or brings like opens a door in some way. So I couldn't be more thankful and grateful, man. And just thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Like when we raided, like the minute we came in, we knew that there was something special about your stream. We really did. I've said this to you like 3-4 times now. Like there was just something special. The minute we came in, like I was getting messages afterwards from people going that they were lovely. Like this guy's special.
No, you told me that for the first time yesterday, and I had no idea about any of that. I was like, oh my god, really? That's crazy to me.
Yeah. But it's that thing where so many folk enjoyed watching you because of your energy, and because and it was just such an enjoyable time. Because a lot of the time when you raid in to a stream, you'll go in, you maybe spend 10-15 minutes at most. I think a lot of us were there for like nearly your entire stream from there on.
Right.
And that very rarely happens. That the entirety of your stream, from the entirety of the raid hangs around for the next stream. But for for like your one, I think a lot of people hung around because it was so much so much fun. You know, your energy was infectious. You know, and that's the thing. You know that, you know, and like I said, you know, you're going somewhere. Since
Thanks, man.
yeah, it's very obvious then that, you know, that's the exact reason why I was like, when I was going through my kind of, you know, for my awards this year, I'm like, you know, I was like, will I give Lettuce the new Streamer of the Year award, or will I give him my Streamer of the Year award? I'm like, no, he's Streamer of the Year because, you know, this year you were definitely the person that I've, I might not always stream, I might not always talk in your stream, but I'm usually lurking in your stream, you know, and that's, you know, because I just enjoy being there and listening and laughing, because usually I've got something else going on elsewhere, but I'm just laughing at the stupidity that goes on here. You know.
No, I seriously appreciate that so much, man. I never would have expected that, right? And
29 would like to see the award, but I think we might want to see the other award as well.
This one?
Yeah.
Just in the interim until we get our award properly in the mail, right? We just got a little something for ourselves, right? We don't treat ourselves very often, but this is this is what we do. And this is absolutely just a joke, man. I don't mean to poke fun at it or anything like that, but the day that the streaming awards were happening, like I said, it was New Year's Eve, and if you guys don't know, Calamity Cat, for sometimes for special events or anything like that, she does wind down in her Discord. You know about this, Laser, right?
Yeah.
So a bunch of makers and crafters get together. You have a few drinks, and New Year's Eve was one of the most fun times for me, right? We were together, right? Like my family went to bed, so I jumped into the call with them, and we celebrated Eastern time New Year together, Central time New Year together, Mountain time New Year together, and then finally Pacific time New Year together. And we were very, very intoxicated, let's just say. And they were like, hey, let's take a shot for the Streamer of the Year. And I was like, you guys are just too much, right? And I guess maybe the way I reacted to it, they were just poking fun at me for almost the rest of the night for it, right? So like we're one of those people that kind of just rolls with the punches, right? So if you're gonna poke fun at me, I'm coming right back at you, right? So essentially they were like, yo, Lettuce, stop doing that. Like, what are you doing? You're doing this thing all wrong. And I was like, whoa, guys. I don't know who you think you're talking to, real quick, but you got to let me do me, right? If you aspire to rise to the top, like we have done so, you're just gonna have to buckle up and go along for the ride. But I swore to myself I would never show that on stream, but it just came out one day, and now I very much enjoy it. Truly, I am honored, man. That's a really big deal. You know what I mean?
It's well deserved. It's well deserved because you've put in a pound of work this year. You've built yourself a community. You've built your stream up. It's an enjoyable stream that it's like I've said this to you off stream. It's another community hub for people.
That is truly the goal and highest honor, man. So just you saying that is crazy.
Because a lot, you go into your stream and if you're looking for someone, you could probably find them there.
Right.
At some point they'll probably pop in. It's
right.
And that's the thing. It's it became that place where a bit like Calamity stream, where you can probably find a lot of people. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
You're going to, a lot of folk will stop in by your stream, and I love that. I love it.
Right.
I love that. So
just say what's up. Just get your day started with some just chatting. You know what I mean? You could tune into the beautiful woodworking mastery later on in the day, right? But just if you want to be there when I wake up and I can say good morning to you, like that's really the only goal of my stream, man. The woodworking will get there when it gets there, but like I said, I was on the Creative Ventures creator chats, right? And everyone had like a solid topic that they were going to talk about, right? Calamity Cat was the first guest, and she talked about marketing and branding yourself as a streamer, right? You were the second guest. You talked about networking. The third guest that went on after me was 29 Fireflies, and she talked about, um, you know, what to consider when going full time as a streamer, right? And Stray's going to be on. He's going to talk about business, right? So these are things with hard answers, right? Calamity, how do I market myself? Change all of your socials to the same name. Laser, how do I network myself? Go into other people's streams and just befriend them, be friends with them. Don't do it in some sort of selfish way. Just go in there and if you click and you spend time together, then that's networking. And 29 was talking about spreadsheets and stuff like that. But what do you my episode was community building, right? And I just feel like there are no concrete answers to that. And that might have been the perfect episode for me technically because I don't know, I don't have the hard answers, right? Like this isn't a college course, there's not a textbook, there's no right and wrong answers. So I just went on there and did my best, but yeah, very much so. It was just I don't know, just without even necessarily doing anything too much and knowing, right? The fact that we've been able to create something like that someone would ask me to come on a podcast and talk about community building, like that's such a high honor right there, right? Like no one's coming to me for real concrete answers, but just the fact that when you think of a community, you would think of the lettuce patch, and it was one of the things that crossed your mind. Like that's amazing. That's amazing to me, truly.
Yeah, but that it's definitely some very true. Like Lucifer said, you're just so personable. It's too easy to feel like you're a friend, and that's a big part of a community. Somebody you're someone that people want to hang about with.
Right.
Yeah.
And people like have been asking me about, or obviously when we were on the podcast, right? They were like, "So how did you go about building your community?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." But it just boils down to one thing for me, right? Um, Building a community is about making friends, right?
Yep.
And if you've made one friend in your entire life, like you know how to make a friend, right? You know how to have a conversation with someone, or if you hit it off with someone, like you don't need to be taught how to get a friendship, keep a friendship going, right? Like that's something that's maybe natural or instinctual or something like that to a lot of people. So yeah, just if you can make a friend, right, you can build a community because you could just make that one friend over and over and over again until there's more of you. So that's very much how I guess that's my quote unquote mantra, or that's what I do on my channel that I believe is working. If I don't want to speak too soon or anything like that, but just know if you come into my chat and you take the time to say something to me, right? Like I obviously appreciate the lurks, right? Lurkers make Twitch go round. But if you want to go that extra step and say hi and join into the conversation, like that means everything to me. Excuse me.
Yeah. This just going back to when we raided Jade Zornaf, just sent a message there saying, what you must remember is that when people come on a raid, they've usually been watching the raider stream for a few hours as well. And if you can hold on to those viewers, then you obviously have something special, and you did. So you do you. So you do. Well done, mate. You've got something special going on.
Thank you so much, Zornov. That's like I feel like we're getting into that territory. I don't know if you were there for that stream, Laser, but it's the infamous soggy lettuce stream.
Yep.
Uh,
And I've heard of it. I don't think I missed it, but there was talk of soggy lettuce in the chat. Don't worry.
we can't be doing that again, especially on another person's channel and whatnot.
Yeah, you were
But
getting close to it earlier.
everyone in the makers and crafters community, the people I met through you, the people that I've met through other channels that have just came by and stayed, I've had it easier than most. Everyone that's come into the chat has literally been so amazing to me. Obviously we have Super Cow, so some of the people, if you're going to be a troll, you get bounced out immediately, I guess. And maybe I just don't even see it. But everyone's just been so kind to me, and that culminated right. Insane Cerebello, Cerise, our other moderator, behind my back, I think she started an entire Discord server, right? And she reached out to everyone that, maybe spent some time in the chat, anyone who wanted to participate. And they made me what's called a kudo board. And before, I've never even heard of a kudo board. I guess a few people came in to me or told me, and it was a thing, right? I was like, Cerise made kudoboard.com? No. But I turned on my stream one day, and we were doing the normal thing. We were chatting, we were doing some woodworking, and Cerise was like, "Oh, we made a Christmas present for you." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, it was I actually missed my Christmas stream because Calamity Wind Down happened the night before, and I was in no position to be live at 9 a.m. Let's just say. And I started reading those things, man, and it really hit me. You put a message in there. People from the community put messages in there, like Calamity, Teal, obviously Cerise, Bama Rooster, Obsessed Pirate, Gangles, Kevbot Workshop, and Michi. I'm so sorry if 29 Fireflies. I'm so sorry if I missed you. You were in there and I missed your name. But the things that they were saying were just like so genuinely nice, right? I was sitting here where I'm sitting right now, staring at a TV, and before the thing was, she was like, Cerise was like, "I'm gonna make you cry." I'm like, "You're not gonna make me cry, right? I'm a grown man, right? I'm gonna cry on the internet in front of people, right?" But I started reading the things, and it overwhelmed me. It really, really did. I'm gonna say my stream was less than 2 hours that day because I'm just sobbing on stream, right? I'm like, all right, I'm never going to recover from this, right? I can't just stop crying and get back to woodworking, right? I'm just like, guys, I got to go. I got a lot of things to think about. Just thank you so much. But, the people in the makers and crafting community just have been so amazing to me. And I couldn't be more grateful for the people that come by. Oh yeah, and Stray was in there. I'm a little disappointed that Stray's message in the Kudo board didn't end with "Okay, see you, bye."
Oh. Well, stream cancelled on account of emotions. I can't make mistakes.
Seriously, like it was too much, man. I wasn't prepared to deal with that day, so I was just like, we gotta bounce back. We gotta recover from this.
Brilliant. But that it's things like that, where you've got your community members that are so willing to send those genuine messages,
right?
That's just so lovely, and then that are making you cry as well.
Literally, I tried really hard, right? I tried really hard not to cry, but it just came out.
Oh, but yeah, and again, I love that. I love and like I'm saying, you've just managed to amass this lovely community within the makers and crafters community. And again, like I'm saying, it's another lovely hub for people to jump in. Like when new people come in, everyone's so nice as well.
Right.
It's not just you that's so welcoming. The entire chat's super welcoming because you've fostered that.
I feel like that's all of the makers and
Yeah.
crafters community, though. That's not a trait of my chat
I know.
necessarily. Right.
But you've again fostered a lovely community there as well. Because sometimes that doesn't always happen.
Very, very true. Very true.
And it's up to every streamer to foster what they want in their chat. Because sometimes you might not. Some streamers don't want that, or they don't foster that. And their chat is very much just we don't welcome new people in because it doesn't happen.
Right. Or maybe some people see it as more of a numbers game, right? I feel like you and me had a conversation about this, that you just recently hit 1,000 followers. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Huge milestone. But you have 1,000 followers. There aren't 1,000 people watching your stream.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're at 400 followers. There's not 400 people watching my stream, but the people that are in there that take the time out of their day to hang out with us, spend time with us, like that. That's everything to me, right? Yeah. That's the only people I worry about when I'm live, and I know you feel the same way.
Yeah, 1,000 followers is great, but I care more about the people that are in my chat and the people that are viewing. Those are the people that are the most important thing to me for my when I'm streaming. I'm like, yay, 1,000 followers, amazing. But still, all my streams are directed at everyone that's going to, that are coming every stream or jumping in every so often, saying hello, having a chat, or just lurking. Because lurkers are amazing. Right. Lurkers are like the backbone as well of any 100%. Stream. Because you're always there. You might not always chat, but you always know that they're there because you see the number.
Right. No, and you'll have a conversation with someone later on in the week, and they'll be like, "Oh, I saw what you were doing on your stream, but I was just lurking and I didn't have the chance to say hi." That's amazing, right?
Exactly.
There have been points while I'm streaming, right, and the chat slows down a little bit, and you get that lull time, and that's the point where I can actually get work done. But I stream with my viewers off, but when no one's chatting, I'm like, oh, okay, well, obviously there's no one in the chat. I'm gonna look at my stream summary after this, and there's gonna be a record low, and then I'll get that email from Twitch on my phone, after our raid and everything. It'll be like that, and be like, oh, there were 40 people in your chat the whole time, and it's just without the lurkers, right? There would be nothing, right? Exactly. I don't even know how to put it into words, but we just everyone appreciates lurkers, and I feel like the makers and crafters especially were known for chatting in each other's streams, or at the very least lurking in each other's streams and trying to figure out everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's just because everyone else is making stuff at the same time. Because we're all makers and crafters, so you're busy watching someone while making something.
Right. I haven't been able to get my super lurk on Calamity, because I feel like when I first started this, she's just known for lurking a lot of streams, right? And I was like,
Yep.
How do you even do that? How do you pay attention to all these other things? But apparently there's a certain app or website that she uses that you can have multiple streams on the same thing, and I was like, okay, this is too much, right? This is I can't do this. I can't pay attention to all these things. I don't have the attention span for it, right? But so I guess my lurking has come down recently, right? But just know that I am lurking you if I'm not actively chatting a lot, but if I do go and actively chat in your stream, that is the chat. You have my 100% attention, right? I'm not, going out and just saying hi in a bunch of streams and, trying to, I don't know, necessarily like, not in a bad way or anything like that, like network in a way, right? If I say hi in your chat and I spam your emotes or whatever and I ask you how your day's going, like I'm genuinely there for you. It's not for me, right? Um One of the things that when I first joined the making and crafting community was very weird to me was shout outs. So you've never seen a gamer shout anyone out. Like if you're a gamer and someone posts the link to their Twitch channel in your chat, like they're just immediately banned, right? And one of the first like friends I ever made in the makers and crafting community was Pixie Dot, now Pixie's Creations, but um, we used to stream at similar times, and yeah, I mean, I feel like I rated her like every day I got off stream for like 3 viewers, right? And even if it was just, she's a big streamer for makers and crafting, right? Or art or whatever. And, it just, every time I was in her chat, right? She just always made it feel really, really special. Like, even if it was just like me and one other person that rated in there. Like, she just, I don't know. That was like one of the first exposures that I ever got to rating and the makers and crafters community, like stream to stream wise and stuff like that. And very much so, when you raid me, I don't even look at the number. I I'm the same way. I want to make it feel special. If you went out of your way to raid into my channel and everything like that is very important to me. So, um, just take what we learned from the makers and crafters and push it forward.
Well, definitely. Like that's what I love. Again, is that bit where, we're all supportive of each other.
Right.
It's that bit where we're not just like we're not precious and going. These are my viewers. They're mine. You're not having them.
Right.
We're like, go look at this person. Go see them.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I was saying. The
Yeah.
shout outs were very, very weird to me, right?
Yeah.
Like I would be in there and I would just be hanging out. Like it wouldn't be a stream day for me. I would just be
Aye.
hanging out in her chat, right? And she would shout me out, right? Like she would do a round of shout outs for a lot of people in the chat. Pixie's one of those people that just knows so much about a lot of different people in the makers and crafters community, right? And I was like, this is weird. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Like, if I ever saw this in a game stream, I'd like probably panic because the world's ending. But yeah, now that I know how that's how the makers and crafters roll, right?
Right.
We gotta follow through, right? We gotta pay it forward. We gotta be the beacon or something like that. I don't even know.
Exactly. Shine that light. Go look at us.
Right.
We're a proper community where we're sharing, everything. We're, like as this was said, we don't see each other as competition.
Right.
And that's the exactly the thing. We're it's because a lot of the other kind of, especially in like the gaming categories, everyone's fighting to get those viewers.
Right.
Because it's as that competition because
Right.
there's only X amount of viewers because everyone's playing the same thing. And
Right.
they're all,
And I don't know. I play like the most bro video games of all time, right? I play Call of Duty, which is one of the most toxic communities you could ever be a part of, and Fortnite, which is just like a bunch of like kids screaming at each other at the top of their lungs, but they're really good at the game, so people watch. And just the transition, like viewing from one of their streams to watching a makers and crafters stream is like so stark. I've unfollowed all those channels, right? The person with the most viewers on my Twitch feed is Texas Hula, right?
uh, yeah. Baba says Pixie always tries to make sure to shout everybody out. Yeah, and that that's it. And that's a lovely thing. And that's I love that on a lot of channels. Like I try and do that as much as possible. And I see that on a lot of people's channels. Like when someone comes in, it's like, oh, it's this person, let's give them a shout out. Or, some point during the chat, it'll be like, oh, let's have a shout out-a-thon.
Right. Pixie
Yeah.
has an amazing talent for it, though.
Yeah.
Like, Pixie, like, she's one of those people that lurks a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first times I saw her do the quote unquote like round of shout outs, she takes like I don't know if she does it anymore, but she used to take a portion out of all of her streams, and everyone who was in chat that was a streamer, they would just be like, her moderator would just start putting streamers there, and it wasn't just shout out Workedlettuce3, their makers and crafters streamer, go check them out. She was like, yo, go check out Work Lettuce. He's a beginner woodworker that's working on his shop and trying this one new thing. Like, she just knew so much about so many, like a list of 30 people, right?
Yeah.
As much as we're as deep as we are in the makers and crafters community, I know for a fact that I couldn't do that right now. I couldn't get a list of 30 people's names that are streamers in my chat and describe the projects that they're doing and what step of the projects they're at and everything like that. So, I feel like Pixie's just
That's
truly
a new
talented.
level,
It's the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can go, this person does this, and and kind of go, this is what they're about, but it's definitely not like this is what they're currently doing. That's
right.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, right. I'll tell you what we're going to do, we're going to take a break from talking about you and we're going to talk about other people.
Ooh, yes. Let's do that.
Let's have a look at the show off. Now, it should be streaming at your Discord. Let me just find the right thing. There we go. Right there, it's there. There we are.
There we go.
Yep. Can you see it? Superb.
Yes, I can.
Brilliant. All right. So, guys, we have the weekly show off, guys. Let me just bring it up quickly. There we go. So, what happens, guys, is every week we do a weekly show off. So, no, why is this not bringing it up? Why is that? Have I not turned that on? 2 secs. Why figure that out? Nope. Why is that not working? I have no idea why that is not working. Weekly.
It was just working before we went live.
Yep. Things were going weird. Bots. Gotta love bots.
Is it Discord or is it something else?
Was it showing up for you? Is it showing up now?
Yeah, there we go.
Yep, that's fine. It'll disappear every time I move. That's the only problem.
Okay.
Maybe. Is it showing now still? Oh, no. I know, that makes things go weird. All right. Right, that's fine. Okay.
You want me to just tune into the stream?
Oh, wrong thing. Sorry, 2 secs, guys. Because I've got it in the wrong window. Do you want it on this one? That would help. There you go.
There we go.
That helps. Put in the right thing. Yeah. Right. Hopefully you'll be able to hear the sounds this time.
Right.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. Okay. So, guys, for some reason the weekly thing isn't working, but on my Discord, okay, my bot has decided to stop working for some unknown reason, and I do not know why. Oh no, it's working. It's working. Is it working? As my chat just went down.
I don't know. The last thing I see is ! Discord and make mistakes had a message.
Yeah. It's just not showing up. All right. Stream is working. That's fine.
Can I refresh the chat?
Oh, do you know what it'll be? Oh.
Chat seems to be working, but the command doesn't work.
Oh, I know what it is. It'll be this. There we go. I know what it is. Bots. Because I've not set things up correctly. No. It's been really weird. All right.
Wait, can you bring it up on stream?
Yeah.
Or are you just having trouble me viewing it? Because I could just pull up your stream.
No, it's fine. There we go, guys.
Okay.
It's more just my bots being weird.
Gotcha.
About something. I was trying to link something for people. No, everything is fine, guys. Everything is fine. Just weird things are not working. The bot isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. The actual stream and what's showing you is fine. Things happen.
Definitely.
Everything's fine.
It's a free for all after you press that go live button or start streaming.
Yeah. So, guys, everyone on the Discord can add their photos to the weekly show section for showcasing on the Thursday show here on the Makers. And we will view them. We'll give a little bit of a comment on them. It's a nice little way of showing off and getting a little bit of feedback on what everyone's been making. It's always a nice little segment and getting not just my eyes on it, but the guest's eyes, a little bit of different perspective. Because you always hear what I think about things. It's always nice to hear what someone else thinks about stuff. Yeah. So we've got a few this weekend. So the first one is from The Drive.
I was gonna say, the moment I saw this, I was like, I wonder who made this. This is Canada's #1. What was the name of his award that he won?
He is Canada's best 3D scoreboard recreator. I
was gonna say, does he have a challenger out there? I don't think so. This is Drive is just at the top of his game, and this is just another one of his perfect creations.
Totally. Just restarting the bot, see if that's going to help.
Right.
But yeah, another amazing one from Drive. I just love how he puts this all together. It's just every time, like even just down to like the advertising parts that he does on it. It's so realistic.
No, the first time Drive has been posting a couple of he might have posted this one or the one before this on my Discord, and I had no idea what he was doing. Right, I was like, okay, so you went to a hockey game, you took a picture of it, you just photoshopped everything in the back out of it, and I tuned into his stream, and he was making one of these from scratch, and I was like, wait, hold on, what? Graphic design and some of the modeling stuff and stuff like that is so far over my head, right? There's a 0% chance I would know what to do with how to make that, or even if someone sat down and explained it to me, right, I'd still be lost. But just seeing the process and some of the engineering stuff and that goes on behind it, it's mind-blowing, man. Another banger, Drive.
That's amazing. So it seems the bot doesn't want to work for me, but it's working for my mods. Yeah.
That's awesome. He'll take care of everything. Everything's fine from here on out.
Thank you, make mistakes. You're okay.
He likes you better. They're rebelling against you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Ishwood, that is absolutely perfect. For you. Just post it. If you post it in, I'll be on next week's show. We'll get that in. But yeah. Okay, up next we have... Oh, let's go to the right one. from QCat.
What do you always call crochet and fiber arts of the sort?
Black magic. Totally black magic here. I love it.
This is some really cute black magic, though.
I love it. So cute. It's like proper little beakers.
Oh, yeah. Is it like a test tube?
Test tube
and
or beaker. Yeah.
That is awesome. Do you know what they made this for?
I think it was. I know that QCat works in science, so I'm assuming it's for either herself or probably some sciencey person.
That is awesome.
Oh, she made it for a Reddit gift.
Truly awesome.
She made it for a Reddit gift.
Oh, nice. So what is this? That's a 100 ml beaker. That's obviously a test tube. That's a Erlenmeyer flask on the right. I'm totally just making these words up.
Totally.
But yeah, they look amazing. I was fortunate enough to, in the last gift exchange I took part in, I was matched up with a crochet artist. I was matched up with Michi. You guys know Michi. And yeah, I've watched a lot of crocheting on Twitch, but I've never held anything in my hand that had been crocheted. And the amount of work that goes into something like this is mind-blowing, and these seriously came out so beautiful.
It's absolutely brilliant. As I keep saying, crochet is just amazing. Like I still don't understand it. At some point I will be trying to relearn it.
Oh, you have done it in the past?
I attempted it during the last lockdown. I managed to get a little bit of it done, but I've got to try. It's going to be during this lockdown. I'll be attempting it again.
I want to try my hand at it. I feel like I've watched enough Love Cat to figure out maybe something that's going on. We'll see what comes up in the future.
Right. Up next we have Make Mistakes. They sent us a video. Now hopefully you'll be able to hear this music.
Okay.
You heard a bit of a sample earlier, so if you can't hear it, you've got an idea of what it kind of sounds like.
Right.
Hopefully.
I think it's doing the thing where I can.
Oh, can you not hear it?
I can only hear it while you're talking.
Oh no.
Wait, can I also hear it when I'm talking? Oh, I can also hear it when I'm talking. It's so very trippy when you watch it. Yeah, it is. I could stare at this thing for hours.
It's very trippy. It's super trippy. Mr. Fable was just reincarnated as a dolphin during this. Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Dude, when I first joined the Makers and Crafters, right, I knew Make Mistakes as like the workshop guy, right? When I had a workshop question or anything like that, Make Mistakes was the first person I reached out to. We felt a little close to each other. He's a Jersey boy, I'm a Jersey boy. We just maybe we hit it off a little bit, right? But tuning into his recent streams has been awesome, right? Just the little devices and gadgets he can use to make music for himself, right? And all streamers are freaking out over the DMCA, everything like that. You said Diorama Llama makes his own music. Yep. I feel like that is absolutely the play right there. As much as I have no artistic bone in my body, that definitely extends to music. There's a 0% chance I would be able to do anything like that. So, just tuning in to his streams, he is very like he says this himself. It's not like a comment from me. He says he's still learning his way through it, but some of the things that he's able to make in just a short time on stream, you just see him. He looks like he's just having such a good time, right? He's just hanging out, playing some beats, hitting some buttons on something that looks like a calculator, and these awesome things just come out. So yeah, I love it, man. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing what he's getting out of these machines. I'm loving it as well. The guy, from, just, as you're saying, I just know, I knew him as the woodwork guy as well.
Right. Like, what can't he do at this point?
I know.
I'd be surprised if we found a craft that he couldn't do.
Exactly. It's like a quadruple threat at least.
Right. And he can do all those things while being Santa. It's great.
And this, he disagrees though. He has no musical experience, so you can all do it too. He says.
Yeah, maybe I don't know about all that, man. I just maybe I don't have an ear for it. It could be another thing, but you're getting there, man. It's awesome stuff. We've been tuning into a bunch of DJ streams and whatnot recently, and I would totally tune into a full on make mistakes set. You know what I mean?
Oh, brilliant. Oh, so I loved that. That was good. Up next, we've got a video from Genix Indium.
Okay. What's Will bringing us today?
Well, let's have a look. It's called Desperation.
Desperation. Haven't we all been there? Right?
Oh.
I feel like that was very impressive because before the stream, I had no idea that Genix video edited, right? But, this was filmed, starred, directed, and edited all by Genix, right?
Yeah, totally.
That is totally insane, man. But when you think about the most relatable things in the world, right? I could take you to my fridge right now. It looks exactly like that.
Yeah. Oh, because there's that one, and he actually sent us a second one as well. So there's the second one here, called Frustration.
Ooh. All right, I didn't know that Genix had the acting chops as well. That is amazing.
And I don't know if you could hear what was going on either. That was the thing, because you didn't get the sound because it was like a knock at the door.
No, I did hear it this time. The knock
did you
on
hear
the door,
it?
The call.
Oh, super.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how he got a house phone ring noise in 2021, but artists, right?
Yeah, landlines, they're still a thing. Totally still a thing.
No, but
Oh,
those are awesome. I feel like those would be like good TikToks or something like that, right? The
oh,
super short form
yeah,
videos or something like that.
oh, yeah. But yeah,
But
it did them all for Drive's Makers Challenge.
yes, yes. What was the? Do you know what the topic was for that month?
The first one was the Fridge Challenge, and then
Okay.
the second one was the Tower Challenge.
I
So yeah,
recently just found out about this Drive monthly challenge. I
yeah.
think last time I were in a stream, I think it was this one coffee,
Oh, I can't
this
remember. I
past
think it
one,
is. Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
And he was like, "Yo, Lettuce, you should take part in this." And I was
Mm.
like, "All right, hold on, let me see if Steve Ramsey has any coffee related plans, and I'll get back to you."
So, Drive, if you're still in the chat, what's your latest one? The month is
It
coffee
is.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
coffee
pretty
now.
sure it is
Yep,
coffee. Yeah.
yep. It's coffee. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Drive post your Discord link so people can jump in. Soraya is raiding with a party of 38. Welcome in,
Yes.
raiders. Welcome
For the
in.
Sorians. That is an awesome raid call. Do you use a raid call, Laser?
I do. I've got
I need to do something like that.
DOOTNOOT laser raid
Oh, right, right.
because we've got a DOOTNOOT in there. Got a DOOTNOOT. The pot's working again. Guys, if you're not already following
Nice.
Soraya, get yourself over there. Absolutely amazing streamer. Lovely, lovely lady. Does
I'm actually
singing,
not familiar with Soraya. What does she do?
singing, some gaming, variety. It's such a good laugh. Such a good laugh.
Oh, let me leave that follow right now.
Yep. But guys, coming in, we are currently interviewing Mr. Workedlettuce here. If you're not already following him, there's his link. Absolutely amazing woodworker, streamer, very welcoming personality indeed.
Did you guys hear that? I was like playing an ad on our channel by accident.
Whoops.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, oh, that didn't come through to the stream, did it?
No,
That's
you
my
were all
fault. That's
good.
my fault.
You were all good. Right, the final person in the weekly show off. We're currently looking at all our weekly show off people. Final person is Seskimo, who sent us this fabulous piece.
I'm a meme just waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Where does she come up with these things?
I
Because
have no idea.
I don't know if she's speaking to a particular person, but if this is going to be on some merchandise or anything like that, I don't feel like anyone embodies that more than I do. might need to get on her Etsy store or whatever.
Oh, totally. I think that it's kind of our plan from what she was saying. Possibly a sticker, maybe some
Sticker would be good
t-shirts.
too.
You know, it's totally
But
a great idea. You know, it's another perfect kind of Seskimo thing.
yeah, yeah.
You know, and executed in her style. I love it. It's going to be up soon.
Yeah.
She says, totally going to be up soon.
Oh, is it going to be up on her store soon?
Yep.
So when Calamity was making the lettuce patch sign, she asked me for the picture of my emote, like the lettuce patch one, except blown up, right? The biggest picture image I had of it, right? And Calamity looked at it, right? And she's probably looked at thousands, millions of images, and she was like, wait, Lettuce, who made this for you? Like, she blew it up enormously big on her computer, and she was like, the detail that went into this thing is pretty ridiculous, right? The shading, the highlighting, the everything went into it. Even if it's just this little tiny emote that no one's ever gonna see, it's just like 10-point font text, right? The amount of work that went into that thing, I had no idea, right? I don't know anything about that stuff, but yeah, even Calamity just saying about that when she was gonna try to blow it up to the size of something that would look good in the background of a shop. Like Seskimo is amazingly talented, And also, I'm not going to say it was my favorite, but it was definitely one of my favorite Makers episodes I watched. She was on last week, and I wasn't there live, but I watched that whole thing 3 hours plus, start to finish in one sitting. I just sitting. I didn't know that you and Will and Sess have known each other for so long, and I was like, "How's this conversation so good?" But yeah, I guess there's some history there that I was just unaware of.
Yeah, we've known each other a while, just a little bit. But
That is
yeah,
awesome. That is awesome.
But yeah, Seskimo is such a great artist. Like the detail, like you're saying, she puts into everything.
Right.
And if you're needing something made, go see Seskimo.
There's no one better. I whenever someone asks me anything about art, I'm like, yes, just go talk to Seskimo, right? I'll give you her Discord DM link, and you can get this all taken care of. You know what I mean?
So we've known each other for a while, he says with a heavy sigh. I was just more thinking of the years there, getting old Seskimo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but yes. Oh, so that is everybody's submissions for this week. So if you would like your images, your art, your videos, your music, anything that you've created to be part of our weekly show off, join the Discord, stick it in the weekly show off section. It'll be absolutely amazing to see. We'll put it in next week's show. Always like to see what everyone is making. It's always a great place for our guests to kind of go and have a look and give their opinions on it. We always try and keep everything positive because that's what we do. It's all about positivity here.
No, I'm definitely going to be using that link this upcoming week. Brilliant. I'll put something in there that you guys can react to next week.
Awesome. Awesome. That's
what actually, never mind. It's going to be Obsessed Pirate, right? He's a real woodworker. I don't want to. The week after that.
You can put in every week if you wanted to. You're churning out things all the time, aren't you?
Yeah. We actually got a project there that I actually have to finish later today for it to be ready for tomorrow's stream. So
what project is this? Can we have a sneak peek?
Oh yeah, we're just we made a little. I know I didn't send any pictures in to the to the thing or anything like that, but obviously worked lettuce green. But just a little patio table. You know what I mean? I still have to sand the top, but I did paint it from the bottom, right? Mm-hmm. So not a lot more work. But, this project might look very rudimentary, right? Like I said, that's like covered in spray paint, right? I don't think a real woodworker would use spray paint to finish one of their projects, right?
What's wrong with spray paint?
I mean, everyone's like 10 coats of poly, 15 coats of lacquer, butcher block conditioner, Rubio's monocoat. But even just doing that project, like I learned so much, right? This is the first project in the course that I'm taking. And, this is supposed to be someone's first woodworking project of all time. If you've never cut a board in half before, you can make that, right? And, we're a little bit above that because we've been woodworking for 6 months at this point. But there were things on that I learned, and that was this year, that I didn't know last year, right? And I don't know. I just think undertaking new projects like that, no matter how rudimentary they may appear to be, as long as you're learning and as long as you're having fun, that's all I care about.
Yeah, and we're going back to spray paint here because Bama Rooster says I've used spray paint to finish,
Oh yeah. And no, I also found this beautiful color of spray paint, so on brand. Green apple satin, Rust-Oleum.
And it's like, it's that bit, it's that bit of just, there's no right way. And that, I think
Absolutely.
that's something that you learn. And, I think it's something that comes with time of, just because someone's more experienced doesn't always mean they're right.
Right.
Sometimes they know better,
Mhm.
in certain things, but it doesn't always mean that they're always going to be right, because, there's not always the right way to do things. There's like 70 million different ways of doing something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Everyone's got their own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ours is we need to rebrand. We need to get into contact with the Rust-Oleum and just get them to rebrand that color, Workedlettuce3 green, and then we'll be all good.
Did I not
I'll
tell
use it on
you?
every
Yeah.
project.
Did I not tell you about the Molotov lettuce green? I thought I said that to you. There is the Molotov green, lettuce green already for you.
Yeah, I'll go to Sherman Williams. They get a custom paint color made.
Exactly. You gotta get your own painting lettuce green.
Right, and then paint my house that color,
Yep.
and then get kicked out of the neighborhood by my HOA.
Oh, now people keep talking about toiled lettuce. What's this about toiled lettuce?
So I have an alternate
uh,
account. It's my test stream account.
uh,
So we really don't know. Like when I tell you we don't know what we're doing with technology, it's not a stretch in any way, right? So when I started streaming and I wanted to make a change on my stream, right? I didn't want to risk not being able to. I didn't want to risk ruining my streaming setup and doing something irreversible that I wouldn't be able to fix. So I made another account, right? And I was like, okay, if you were gonna be an alternate account to Workedlettuce3, I like went to Webster's Thesaurus dictionary and I was like, synonyms for worked, toiled. What's like a lettuce? Cabbage. So it just, I was laughing so hard to myself. Like, I know it's not like funny, but I was just like, toiled cabbage 3, create Twitch account. And yeah,
oh,
he's,
brilliant.
but now it's kind of evolved that people know toiled cabbage, right? I guess sometimes I accidentally, when I'm lurking or I'm watching a stream, like I'll accidentally type in someone's chat and I'll be on my other account by accident. So they're like, "Who's toiled cabbage?" I was like, "Oh, it's worked lettuce. I'm sorry, I switched computers and I wasn't thinking about it." But now that they joke, right? They joke that worked lettuce is the person that greets you when you join the stream. Worked lettuce is the chatter, right? And the person that actually behind the scenes that's getting all the work done, that's toiled cabbage. You know what I mean? So when I start getting a lot of
Figured
work
that
done on stream, they're like, "Yo, cabbage, bring lettuce back." I know. What'd you do with him? Did you hide him in a closet? So I think it's a factor of they don't want me to get any work done on stream, as opposed to, as well as I don't naturally get stuff done on stream.
Oh, brilliant. So, what kind of things have you made on stream? We'll get into actually things you've made.
So yeah, very much. It's just stuff around the workshop. You know what I mean? That um, clamp wall back there was the project I was working on when you raided us
Yep.
for that first time, right? You know, different types of clamps, different types of holders. We built like a miter saw station, some sawhorses, nothing super fancy. There's some lumber storage over there, some garage shelving, but yeah, like I said, nothing, very much nothing to like, necessarily show off in any way, but I think it makes a cool stream background.
Nothing super fancy. You've got the French cleats at the back there that you made, which are,
I mean,
when people look at French cleats look fancy.
yeah, they do. When I started, I was watching woodworking for a long time on YouTube, like I said, right? And every woodworker that I watched had a French cleat tool wall. So that was one of the first projects I ever did. I was like, if all of these woodworkers are going to have French cleat tool walls, then you need to have a French cleat tool wall to be a woodworker. So I was like, all right, as soon as I finished my sawhorses, the next project that I started making was that French cleat tool wall. And, it's a little barren in the upper parts. We're still very much, working on some of the modules and stuff that go on it. But, it served our needs. That was even before I used to buy lumber from the lumber yard. So the stuff on that wall is actually really, really crappy.
For anyone who doesn't know what a French cleat wall, can you explain what the French cleat wall is?
Sure. So a French cleat wall is essentially, let me just go grab something. Let's do some visual aids, right? So, you make a little module for a tool or something like that. And on the back of it, there's this cleat, right, that has a 45-degree angle cut in it. And, you can like clean this up a little bit, and it's fully modular. It's kind of like, like a pegboard in a way, but no, you don't have to buy a lot of the accessories for it. You could just, make them as they come to you. So that thing has the opposite angle in there, and you can move that anywhere you want on the wall. And I think it's really, really awesome. I actually use French cleats for everything now. Like even when I'm gonna hang something, that drawer organizer over there, like that thing that has 73 drawers in it that took us forever to make on stream, that's sitting on a French cleat. So it's awesome, right? Because I can take that off right now. It's removable, right? And all you have to do is get that receiving cleat on the wall where you want it and perfectly level. And then installing something like a cabinet on a wall is extremely easy. You don't have to wrestle with it, hold it, and then put your drill in the other hand and try to get it into a stud. You can just you do all the pre-work for it and then just hang it up on the wall nice and easy.
Yeah, that your cabinet, well, your drawer section, how that was a massive project for you as well. That was kind of before doing the bed. That was probably one of your bigger projects, wasn't it?
Yeah, there were the two biggest projects that have ever been on this channel. Both of them took a month. One of them was that drawer cabinet, and the other one was the bed. And that thing was like, when I say I was a beginner, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that one. That had some challenges, right? Even right now, I think that would be a very, very complicated glue up. And if you know anything about woodworking, gluing up is like one of those things, right? You have to do it very, very fast. You have to be very efficient. Once you put glue on your project, right? Most of the time, the glue joints that you're putting together are stronger than the pieces of wood that you're connecting. And we were working in a very hot garage, like we were using tight bond 2. So you have 5 minutes, sink or swim. Your project comes out or it doesn't, or you're back on the table saw cutting new pieces out for it, right? And yeah, I should probably redo that thing, but it is 100% functional. It's great. I've actually even started to remember where things are on it now because
That's good.
one of the things about having a drawer system like that, right, is it's all fun and dandy when you have clear plastic drawers that you could see through, right? But if I want 1.25" screws in that, if I don't want to pull 73 times, I better know where it is. I don't have a label maker or anything like that yet.
Have you
which the
considered
chat
getting a
always
label
gets on
maker?
me for.
Right. Or a cry cut?
Right. But yeah, I feel like that I felt like at that point we were, very much streaming our woodworking, right? So I was like, okay, we're making, right? But on that project in particular, I feel like I earned my crafting badge. Because, you can go over here and take one of these drawers out and see what it's made of. It's nothing like fancy. I'm going to try to grab some empty ones, right? These are just 1/4-inch plywood, right? With 1/2-inch plywood cut in a thing that makes a drawer pull, right? And these are exactly the same. but sitting down and gluing 73 of these together, right? There's no screws, there's no hardware, glue, clamping pressure, gluing these things on. It took forever. So, you know, there were streams, right, where I wasn't in the garage. I was inside my house, and I was, you know, sitting at the desk with that crafting looking stream, right? The overhead camera pointing down at your work, and then your face cam pointing towards you. And yeah, that's when 29 Fireflies first rated us, right? And it was at 20, we didn't know each other, right? She was just like, I rewatched, uh sometimes when I get rated by someone I don't know, I go and watch the end of their stream just to see, you know, like if someone was like, yo, rate this person, or if they just like you did, randomly rated someone, right? And right before she rated out, she was like, oh, this looks like a pretty crafty stream, let's go tune into this. So I was like, okay, okay. So we got making check, crafting check. We're like the whole total package now, and yeah.
Yep. Totally, totally. Oh. Sesmo asks, do you have a dream project that you one day hope to do?
I don't necessarily know about a dream project. I'm not in the place right now where, you know, I can even design my own project. I mean, I have ideas, right? Who doesn't have
Mm-hmm.
ideas? This year I want to do something for the first time that I'm going to be putting in my house, right? It's all fine and dandy if something doesn't look pretty if it's in the garage. You know, we tried our very very best on that bed. That's like a big piece of furniture, right? But you know, technically that's in someone's bedroom, right? No one's ever going to see them except them probably. But you know, if I put something on my first floor, which is like I have an open concept living arrangement in there. If I put something in there, everyone who comes over is going to see it, right? That's going to be the center point of, you know, for everything in the house. So I haven't built up the courage to do anything like that yet. I want to, you know, build a bar area in there, or you know, build like an entertainment center around my TV and stuff like that. But one day I will learn how to use some of the modeling software, right? I'll learn how to use Google SketchUp and, you know, be efficient with something that I'm designing off the top of my head, right? Instead of coming here and just mucking about and wasting a bunch of material and stuff. But I'm still very much in like I'm still learning how to execute, right? You know, following plans might be not like frowned upon, right? But um, you know, I'm still working on if I made plans for myself, would I be able to execute them? So if I skip that step and follow someone else's plans and I execute them fine, that'll give me more confidence to know that when my dream project comes, I will be able to design it, think about it, execute it. I'll be able to do all the steps, but one baby step at a time.
So you know, I'm liking that you've got, you know, all these kind of plans in mind. It's you know, because it's always good to have, you know, an idea.
Oh yeah. No, I
You know.
think I have like a notepad inside.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure I have stream projects that'll last me all of this year. I'm not even kidding you. Just like, you know,
Yeah,
all the Steve Ramsey plans, the stuff that I just want to get in here one day and freestyle,
I'd want
like make a
Steve
new
Ramsey
French
character.
cleat, make a new French cleat tool wall module, make something for upstairs in the office. There's so much stuff to do, and not enough time and not enough budget.
Bad Dad says, Rod, you can make your own designs. I promise.
I will try. Yeah, this is the year, Bad Dad. This is the year. I'll try my hand at it.
I'm talking Steve Ramsey. Let's just pop his YouTube link in again. Because, you know, because he keeps getting talked about, we'll just stick his YouTube up.
That is one of my Super Cow just said one of my dream projects actually. Murphy bed in the garage.
just because.
No, it's kind of like this inside joke for the Calamity Wind Downs.
All right.
Sometimes I'm here, right? When we're in wind down, I'm
All
sitting
right.
right here. And sometimes, it's getting late, right? I've had a few beverages. I'm ready to go to bed, right? They're like, yo, what if you just had a Murphy bed, pop it down, and then you're good to go.
Exactly. There you go. So add that one on your list. You'll be
Right?
sorted.
Oh, it's on the list. Believe me, that's on the list. That might be my first 3D modeling program design.
Oh,
I'll call it the lettuce rave bed.
yeah. So, I did have this question here of who inspires you, but, I think we've already covered that one, really.
Definitely, yes.
But,
But so woodworking wise, yes, Steve Ramsey. Add another one to the counter. You know how it goes. I don't think I go a single stream day without saying his name, right? But through this whole streaming thing and everything like that, there is no one I look up to more than Calamity Cat. She was one of the first people that told me it was okay to, just be chatty on stream and not get anything done, right? In the beginning, I was just like super, super stressed out. Like I was like, no, listen, like we're gonna get some work done. Just like stick around and we're about to figure it out right now. And this like huge streamer like reached out to me and she was like, you know what, dude, just do you, right? The people that want to be there and are meant to be there will be there for you when the time comes, or if they like your style, they stay. If they don't like your style, they don't stay. And you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea and stuff like that. So just the events that she's able to put on, right? The fun events she does on her streams with the wine tasting, the pizza tasting, the beer flights, and especially that whole thing that she was able to accomplish with that whole week. She got 100 streamers together
Yep.
to raise money for charity and stuff like that. Like that stuff I could never dream of, right? I'll never be a marketing savant, not savant, just like a crazy thing like that, right? Calamity could sell salt to a slug. But yeah, I very, very much look up to her. She's doing all these wind downs. She's doing so many things for the community. She's my hero, next to Steve Ramsey. Similar level, but
Steve Ramsey, Calamity. Just,
right, neck and neck, right? Photo finish.
Yeah, I like that. It's Eskimo. It's just said there. One of the things I've been trying to learn about Twitch: don't try and please everyone. You'll find your tribe just doing what you do, which is very true.
That is something you don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you are first starting out, right? You try to anyone that comes into your stream is very important, right? They're going out of their way and they're saying hi to you and whatever, right? But part of the thing about building a community is build a community that you want to be part of, build a community you feel comfortable in, right? Like I feel like it's very easy to have like a YouTube personality, right? If you're going to make a 10-minute video, you could be as high energy and over the top as you want, right? Because you can carry that through that whole video and edit out the parts that aren't good and stuff like that, right? But if you're going to be on stream for 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, 2, 3, 7 days a week, right? Like you have to go out there and be you, right? People can see through stuff like that. I truly believe that, like even over the internet and stuff.
Oh, it's very true. It's that bit, and what you're doing, it always shines through, your personality, And when you're doing stuff, if you're passionate about it, that shines through.
Right.
And that, and it is always that bit about, when people come in, they're either going to like you and stick around, or they're going to go, this isn't for me.
Right.
They'll test out the waters, and they're like, I might come back, I might not. Or others, you'll go in and you'll be like, no, this isn't for me at all.
Right.
And that's, it's the way of Twitch. It's like, it's like watching TV. Sometimes the series isn't
it's
for
totally
me.
fine. You change the channel. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Just like you're flipping through. There's so many amazing creators on here on Twitch. Like, there's someone for everyone. Like 100% of the time.
Yeah, and it's that bit where you're gonna, and you're gonna always lose people as well over time, because folk move on. Yeah.
Mm.
What
were you saying the other day? Like ebbs and flows. Like you're not gonna have you're not gonna break your viewership record every time you go live, right?
Oh no. That's definitely the case. Make mistakes saying there. It's much more difficult to be fake on live video than as in recorded and edited video. Oh yeah.
Right. Exactly. Like just people will be able to sense that you're faking it, right? So just unless you want to go like the whole stream personality thing, like I don't know, there have been people that have used it effectively in the past, like Dr. Disrespect, like that's not who that guy is, like that's a character, right? But I just feel like for us, for what we're doing, just go out there, be yourself. The people that will be naturally attracted to what you're doing will be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they're the people that you're going to be more inclined to enjoy being in chat with anyway.
Right.
Because a lot of the time they are people that match with you. They're the people that you're going to have a bit of fun with. That are going to potentially troll you, but in that good way. Like your friends would do in real life.
Right. Exactly. No, this is exactly what Seskimo was talking about last week, right?
Yeah.
Like the dynamic of her Saturday streams and everything like that. Like that's some of my most fun times on Twitch right there. Just watching the shenanigans in that.
Oh, totally. And that's exactly what makes for enjoyment. And that's what we're all doing it for. As a streamer, it's you've got to enjoy doing it. Because if you're not enjoying doing it, why are you doing it?
Exactly. It's not like the people in the makers and crafting community are making like millions of dollars, like some gamers, right? Like, why would we be doing this if we weren't, just trying to hang out, have a good time, meet some people, have some conversations? That's what we're out here for. And I just love that. That's like, mostly the vibe. That is the vibe of the makers and crafters community. You know what I mean? Even if I don't know this person and I see that they're streaming, they're in my recommended feed and they're streaming makers and crafting, I have no qualms about, clicking on their channel, going in there, saying what's up, checking the vibe and everything like that. I just have such a good feeling about being a part of the makers and crafters community that, I just want to reach out to everyone.
And it's, and that's what we all want in the end, and it helps bring the whole community up.
Right.
Yeah. What motivates you? What keeps you going?
So, I don't know. Basically, kind of. You guys can totally tell we didn't prep for this in any way.
Yeah. No, well, I don't prep people. Like,
right.
What's going to make you do this? Yeah.
But I got into streaming and woodworking because I was bored, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had asked everyone to stay at home, and all my hobbies were outdoor hobbies, besides gaming, right? Everyone's like a little bit of a gamer, but I used to mountain bike and play basketball and play tennis and rock climb and stuff like that. And those are very social outdoor things, right? You can't socially distance guard someone in basketball, right? um, and I've been working from home, and my the one thing was, right, so after all that went down, the only hobby that I had available to me was gaming, right? So I would sit down, I would have a work day at my computer, and then my relaxing hobby was going to be sitting at the same computer that I just worked from, sitting in the same chair on the same keyboard, and work for 8 hours and then play video games for 5 hours, right?
Right.
And as fun as that sounds for like the first month, right? I just felt like I would have gone absolutely crazy if that was the only thing that I was doing, right? So I was like, there has to be a hobby that I could take up, that I could do by myself in my garage or around the house or something like that. So yeah, it very much was just like, after work I'd come out here, clean up the shop, blow off some steam, not some steam, just like get your mind off stuff, right? Cut a couple boards in half, inhale some sawdust. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I just so it was easy back then, right? To just get away from stuff, to get out here, right? But the thing that keeps me going now, I guess it is easier for me now to keep going, right? I feel like we've built up some accountability, right? I tell everyone that I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. PST. Like, I have to be there. Like, there's no if, ands, or buts. At 8:58, if I don't feel like streaming, I'm still pressing go live. You know what I mean? I want to be there for people, and if people expect me to be somewhere, I'd love to be there for them, right?
This Jagged J, and the most attractive thing about Lettuce is that he's evident that he's having fun making friends.
Hell yeah, we just so
Uh,
I used to say I go live Monday, Wednesday,
uh,
Friday at 9 a.m. PST, but I've
uh,
since changed it,
uh-huh.
right? I say now we go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. PST. But if you want to tune into woodworking, you should probably tune in at like 10 a.m. PST, because that first hour is 100% just chatting, right? No matter how many focus redeems you put through, we're standing here, and we're catching up. Like, we're asking everyone how their weekend was. If it's a Monday, if it's a Friday, we're gonna ask them what their weekend plans are looking like. And if it's a Wednesday, like, it's hump day. Everyone just needs to chat for a little bit and get some stuff out. So yeah, I've fully embraced it, fully switched over. I don't stream in just chatting or anything like that, but the first hour of all my streams are strictly just chatting. And it is my favorite part of the stream. I'm not gonna lie to you
But that's the thing. It's
guys.
it's what you do. You're a
Right,
chatter. It's just you. It's the Lettuce brand.
right.
You're a chatter that might do some woodworking.
Exactly. There have been people that have come in and be like, bro, you should just be streaming just chatting. But I love the makers and crafters community, and you can't get rid of me.
Yeah, but it follows a very similar formula to a lot of other streamers. Like, a lot of gaming streamers are people that are talking while playing video games, and people are
Right,
coming for the talking. You know,
right.
So
But woodworking is one of those things
yeah,
that I feel like is pretty hard to do and talk at the same time, right? Like, you're focused, super focused on connecting pieces of wood and making accurate cuts and making accurate measurements, right? Um, you know, you guys know Texas Hula, right?
yep.
He is an amazing wood turner and everything like that. But he used to make jewelry boxes on his stream, those like super intricate, beautiful little boxes. I think Bad Dad just recently made one for Creative Ventures for a gift exchange. And I was in a chat one day and people were asking me like, "Yo, Hula, when are you gonna make a jewelry box on stream again? Right? Let's you know, get off the lathe and do some of the dimensional lumber woodworking like you used to do." And he was very much saying that it's hard. It's hard to do that, right? He can lathe and talk at the same time, but sometimes assembling projects and doing stuff like that was difficult. And Sasaki Woodworks actually said the same thing, right? Sasaki Woodworks is a woodworker by trade. Like he knows his stuff. Like he's so legit. And I tuned into one of his streams that he was doing. He was putting together like a gift for someone. It was like a box. I think it was for like rabbits or something like that. And he was even saying that it's hard to woodwork and chat at the same time. So if you tune into a lot of his streams, it's a lot of resin pouring. It's a lot of stabilizing wood and turning and stuff like that. So I feel like we're fighting a little bit of an uphill battle by trying to just chat and woodwork at the same time, but we're getting better at it. We're definitely getting better at it. So like I said, this year we're trying to find that little bit of a better balance, but the just chatting's never going to go away. The woodworking just has to catch up to keep up with it.
Yeah, it is a difficult thing to kind of get the two together because I have the same issues.
Right.
Because there's times where you have to get into something and just do it, and
Exactly.
even having the chat right beside you. Like
Yeah, it doesn't
how I
help.
do it, and where you can see it, but you still can't,
Right. You can't take your mind
mind
off
off.
what you're doing, or
You've
you
got to
are
really
gonna mess up.
concentrate,
Right.
and you might miss something, but
Yeah.
it does get quite difficult at times, and and I'm the same. I like to make sure that I catch every message if I can,
Right.
and respond to everyone and do all that, and and so sometimes you do end up going, will I be doing this sort of project? Will I not do this sort of project? And
Exactly. Or
yeah,
how much of the pre-work of this can be done off stream so we
yeah.
can, make it entertaining, or I could chat more during stream. So, yeah, we're getting better at woodworking and talking at the same time. But yeah, the boring stuff, sanding, all done off stream. Um, One of the first things I ever tuned into was Twitch had this like when you first sign up for Twitch and they have like these videos that help you learn how to stream and stuff like that. I forget what it's called, but in like your dashboard you can get like help videos.
Yeah.
And one of the first videos I ever saw was of Bonsai Baby, and it was like how to set up a creative stream and do stuff like that. And one of the lessons I took away from that video was like, if you wouldn't watch this, then don't do it on stream, right? Bonsai Baby does all her sanding off stream, right? And if Bonsai can't get away with sanding on stream, then there's no way I'm getting away with sanding on stream. So I just, I try to do the interesting parts of the builds on stream, but then, get in here and do some solo woodworking sometimes, and that's nice. And that's nice for me too.
Well, I need to stop streaming Sander on stream now, then, shall
No, like
No.
it's just one of those things that like it just really resonated
Aye.
with me from that video. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
all the lighting stuff and cameras and stuff like that's way over my head. But just not having the things I can control,
Yeah.
I try to.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh, brilliant. Okay, now we're going to get into the
Creator camp is what I was
That's
looking
it.
for, Wolfram. Thank you.
Yep, we're going to get into the tough question now. The tough questions.
Okay, hit me.
The super tough question. What's your favorite DOOTNOOT?
Ooh. Well, I'm actually I'm a simple man. right?
Oh.
I do enjoy myself a DOOTNOOT, a donut every once in a while, but my favorite donut is just chocolate frosted with rainbow sprinkles.
Ooh.
It can't be chocolate frosted with chocolate sprinkles, even though chocolate sprinkles and rainbow sprinkles probably taste the same. It's just like food coloring, right? But it's not. It's not the same. It's not the same to me,
Uh,
right? If you're gonna have a brown donut with a brown cover layer of frosting on it, you gotta have a little color in there, right?
exactly.
And it can't
Yeah.
be. It can't be those fancy sprinkles. You know, the ones that are like little stars or like hearts or anything like that, because that's too much like chalkiness. It has to just be a regular chocolate frosted donut with regular rainbow sprinkles. And that's actually the meal I have before every time I go mountain biking. I wake up early in the morning. I have a donut, a banana, and a black coffee, and then I'm on my way.
Perfect. That's it's a good answer. A really good answer. No cream filling. Just the frosting.
Oh no,
Yeah.
none of that fancy stuff. And I've tried like there's a lot of places in Las Vegas that have those like super designer donuts, right? Like that's what they specialize in, and different types of pastries. But I don't know if you guys have Dunkin' Donuts over there.
We used to have.
Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just a very basic, right? Give me a black coffee, give me one of those donuts, and we're
Yeah.
good. I'm not going out of my way for anything super high end.
Brilliant. Um. So, give me some recommended people that you recommend people to go and watch, other streamers. Who would you recommend?
So, um, there like obviously none of this was planned or anything like that, right? But the two questions that you told me to think about was my favorite donut and this question,
Yep.
right? And you know, the makers, I don't even know how long we've been live, but I think
Uh,
this thing's around three
2 hours.
hours,
Yeah, 2 hours
and
45. We've gone.
I don't want to do another 3 hours because I could literally just sit here and probably name everyone that's been to my stream and the everything like that, right? And when we joined this call, he was like, "You have anything written down for this?" And I was like, "Ooh, no, I probably should have done that, right?" But yeah. So if I forget you, I am ultra sorry. But the I wanted to bring up I've watched a few episodes of this, so I had three in mind. Um, but the one person that I've been enjoying her stream so much, she's actually a moderator of my channel. Insane Cerebello is just one of those people, right? Super Cow Poop Man is my moderator, right? But when he had to take some time off Twitch, right, I was just going to be moderatorless for a really long time, or however long it took, right? We didn't want anything to be rushed or anything like that. So it's like, listen, man, like we'll totally be fine. Like don't worry about it. And she just came into my chat one day. I knew her from Obsessed Pirates chat. She has been Obsessed Pirates mod for a little bit, and she was like, "Hey, like, I'll be your moderator." And she's just helped me with everything, right? She knows way more about technology than me. She goes through like, the Twitch stuff, right? Like bans people, checks unban requests. Like I don't know how to do any of this thing. Like she does channel point things and makes polls, right? I don't know what a poll is. Last time we were talking about polls in my stream, we started talking about stripper poles. So she originally, when I tuned into her channel, she was gaming and only gaming, but recently she's been doing a lot of making and crafting. She's been doing some needle felting, she's been doing some art and everything like that. And spending time with her has just been awesome. She's like I don't know, almost like a little sister to me. She's really freaking
Oh,
cool. um Heavy duty stripper poles. Okay, bad dad. Okay.
brilliant.
But yeah, The second person that whose streams I have been very, very much enjoying recently. She's a little bit newer, right? And there's totally nothing wrong with that. It's definitely Lucifer. She is just this hyper talented goldsmith, right? She, I was, back in the day, right before she had like a decent amount of viewage and everything like that. Like, I'd just be hanging out in there, right? And I didn't know that goldsmithing school was so dang hard. She was telling me some of the tests that she had to go through to get this certifications and everything like that. And I was like, this stuff is crazy, right? And I would be in the workshop, right, and have her up just lurking her stream, and my friend would come over. I have one in real life friend who I knew before Twitch that's a woodworker, right? And we'd be in here doing projects and stuff, and we had her on the background. I was like, dude, he was like, dude, this is awesome. Like, what and you can't hide the viewer count when you're watching someone stream. It's always in like the bottom right hand corner or whatever. And he was like, does this have 3 viewers? And I was like, I have no idea why, because the stuff that she's doing on her stream is amazing. She's so chatty and fun and just a cool person to hang out with. Like, I uh I have no idea, but I think she's gonna be one of the great ones, man, for sure. She's super cool, and one of those things that she's coming and speaking from a place of so much talent and experience and everything like that. I very much enjoy her, my time in her stream.
Oh, you've you've made our face go beat red.
Or pigeons. Oh Jesus. But yeah, everyone knows like I kind of wanted to keep it with not smaller creators necessarily, but like you guys know I tune into Laser and Stray, and the people that have been around in the community for super long, Calamity, 29 Fireflies, Obsessed Pirate. Like I've met a lot of new woodworkers, right? uh Bad Dad, Crink's Woodwork Creations, Snake Eye DIY, Kevbot Workshop, like, all kinds of those people. But I think one of the closest friends that I have made, and I guess this will be my 3 of 3, right, would definitely be Creative Ventures. The artist previously known as Sam, I mean Momo Blue with 2 E's, also known as Sam, also known as Creative DC on Instagram and Twitter. She's got a lot of names, but she's absolutely such a freaking awesome person. And the first time I ever tuned into her, she was actually, fun fact, the kind of the time I started knowing about her was about the same time where I made a Discord, right? And she was the first person that I hadn't known already to use the recommend a stream Discord channel, like, purposefully, right? We were always in there, like, messing around, right? Like, it was like a 3-person Discord server, and she was like, yo, come check out my stream. I'm doing this. And like, I was like, oh sweet, someone used the Discord. I was like so excited about it, and like I tuned into her stream, and she's just so cool, man. She was playing like Fall Guys or Animal Crossing, or some game that I don't play. But yeah, just seeing her around, getting to know her. Um, we were like, when I started talking in her stream, I guess she knew that I was streaming and making and crafting, obviously, because she was on the Discord, right? And she was like, yo, like, I don't just game, right? I have a Cricut maker, I have a sewing machine and jewelry stuff. And I was like, so you're a maker and crafter, but you're just streaming game streams. And I was like, I like made it my personal mission to make Momo a makers and crafters streamer, because I said this when I was on her episode. I was like, she's too awesome. The gamers can't have her. We need her. So
Perfect.
yeah, one of my closest friends on Twitch, and she's just so awesome. You've been on her show. She does the creator chats
Oh, yeah.
stuff, and she's just a a joy to watch. She does so much prep for that. She's one of those people that does have the best interest of the makers and crafters in mind whenever she makes a move for her channel and everything like that. So yeah, it's just it's awesome.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, so many good choices there. Amazing choices. So many great streamers. So everyone go and follow all of them. Go follow
Yes,
everybody.
please.
Follow everybody, to be honest. Because everyone practically in this chat is a streamer. Everyone does
Right.
amazing stuff. So, you see a name, click on them, go give them a follow. They're most likely going to be doing a stream of some sort.
Hell yeah. I think last night I was on 29 Firefly stream, and she didn't make this up. I think she learned it from someone else, but she was like, "Yo, like everyone who's a streamer, spam your emotes, and then you can
Yes,
like click on the
actually.
emote and,
That is a
and do
perfect
that."
idea. Perfect idea. If you stream, stick an emote down.
Right. And if you don't have emotes, reach out to
Yeah,
Seskimo, right, and get yourself taken care of
yeah.
when the blocks open back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a perfect idea. I've totally forgot about that, but yes, totally. If you stream, if you're about to stream,
What if I'm
yes,
about to
Zornath.
stream?
Yeah, because you've
Yep,
got
yep.
emotes, Zornath. I'm sure you've got emotes, haven't you? Yeah. Oh, but that's amazing. Like Sesamo says, you're better promoting me, better promoting her than she is. Let us, thank you.
You always gotta help
Uh,
the homies out. And even the first Discord conversation I had with Seskimo, right? Like obviously Seskimo was one of the people that came in on that raid. She's hung out in my chat. I hung out in her chat, right? And I just approached her and I was like, I think I need some emotes. I don't know who to turn to. And she was like, you've come to the right place, right? But it wasn't just a business transaction, right? I was asking her questions about like, what do you think I should do, or what size channel do you believe needs all this stuff, and stuff like that. And she was so kind, man. She can be pretty mean on stream sometimes,
just a little bit.
but
Just a little bit.
she was seriously so kind to me. I literally felt like she held my hand through the entire process, and was so open to my ideas and trying to bring them into life. Like none of this lettuce patch stuff would be anything without Seskimo, right? And she was like, if you don't have any ideas, I'll do all the ideas for you. And I was like, that's awesome too, right? So you can go there with ideas, you can go there without ideas. She'll make it freaking perfect. So
Brilliant. So thank you everyone for sharing your emotes. You guys are all amazing.
yep,
So
yep.
click on people's emotes, go follow them. And if you're not already following Lettuce, you really should be, because he is an absolutely amazing streamer. Thank
Have
you.
we been going for 4 hours?
3.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
No, we're definitely
I
not
was
done
like,
4.
what?
No, 3. 3 hours. Totally
Where
3
has the
hours.
time gone?
Yeah, I know. It just flies by. It really does. So when you just start
Yeah.
chatting, it really does fly. It's so amazing when it does that.
100%.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me tonight. You've been amazing.
Of course, man. Anytime. I've always wanted to be on here ever since I watched that first episode with Diorama Llama, right? But I just figured, by the time it got down to me, it'd be years in, right? Like when I was ready to be on a podcast, it'd be years in. But especially after I saw all the pictures that everyone was doing and everything like that, I was very, very nervous to be on here. But when you reached out to me and asked me to be on it, I was like, what do you need me on there for, right? Like you could interview all these people that have been on Twitch for years and everything like that, right? Like I'm this like super newbie person, doesn't know anything about the history of makers and crafting and stuff like that. So when you reached out, I mean, I got very nervous, but I just knew that it was the feeling that I actually felt was I was just truly honored that you would even think of me in that way, man. So just thank you.
Oh, but totally. Like when I was, when I was doing this, I was making up my lists. I'm like, who do I want on my list? I'm like, on lettuce, totally on my list. Like you're one of the first names on my list.
I can't believe that. Like, and watching that Calamity episode, that almost made me cry too. So maybe I'm just a crier. I'm just gonna have a stream of just me crying.
But the thing is, I want to have a good mix of people because I want newer streamers, I want older streamers. Because like you guys all bring different perspectives to things.
That makes sense.
Because like you're only 6 months into a streaming adventure, so you see things totally different from someone that's been doing it 3-4 years. And that's and it's a totally different experience for you. It's like some veterans are, they're like, I've done this for so long, I've seen all these changes and all this sort of thing. Whereas you're coming in, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and you're seeing things from a totally different lens, where where you don't have that, kind of any sort of baggage or history from what it used to be like, or or anything like that. It's not that that's a negative or anything like that. You've just got a totally different outlook. And that's how and it's always nice to kind of give people, it's not always just like this. It can be like this. It can be like that. And that's what and that's part of I want this series to be. I don't want just like, makers and crafting is this, because it's not. Because it's a diverse community. It's a totally diverse community. And everyone brings something different to the community.
Definitely. But you're definitely going to have one of my my woodworking, the people that I very, very much look up into woodworking, on next week. Pirate's going to be an awesome interview, man.
Yep, we're going to have Obsessed Pirate on next Thursday. It's going to be an hour later next week. We're going to be on at 10 p.m, 5 Eastern, just because it's easier for him, just because of working patterns and stuff like that. So we're going to be an hour later, guys. Just making you aware. So if you tune at 9 and go, where are you? We're not going to be on for another hour. Right?
Just put a starting soon screen on for an hour.
So yeah, totally. So guys, we are going to be going to go and raid Abby Fabby today. We're off to raid Abby Fabby.
Hell yes. I love me some Abby Fabby.
Abby Fabby is an amazing quilter. Such a lovely person. So much fun. So community minded. Gotta love her. So we're going to go give her
super instrumental in that whole charity week and everything like that. Abby was killing herself that week for the cause.
That she was. So thank you everybody for being amazing, hanging out. Thank you to Lettuce for being such an amazing guest. If you're not already following him, let's bring it up again one more time. There he is. Go give him a follow. And then we'll put the screen up. There we go. We've got a raid call.
I'm loving the lettuce patch emotes that are in there.
Yeah, all those lettuce patch.
Addressing the chat real quick. You guys are freaking awesome. The freaking lettuce patch, the friends that I've made in the makers and crafters community, the friends that I'm yet to make in the makers and crafters community. I truly and genuinely love you all. Thank you guys so much for the support. And yeah, this was so much fun, Laser. I hope to be on here in a year and show you guys some different things. You know what I mean?
I'll put you back on the main thing. There you go. There we go. Right, we'll put the main card up again. There we go. Right, okay, guys, we're gonna head over and see Abby Fabby in 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and we're hitting the button.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I don't have a Twitch window up.